Good evening, and welcome to USFFL Live. I'm your host tonight, the usual host, your commissioner, bringing you a quartet of games on the schedule tonight. We've got an AFC tilt to start. The number one seed in the AFC, the New England Patriots, are going to be traveling to face the Las Vegas Raiders. Then we're going to have a couple of NFC contests, the Eagles at the Bears and the Giants at the Commanders. And then finally, we're going to close the night, I think. Looks like from the timing of it, an hour later, we're going to have a kickoff of the Browns and Ravens, a couple of teams that desperately need a win in the AFC wildcard race. So a lot of action on tap tonight. Stay tuned. All right, everybody. Looks like we're about ready. Let me start by getting my volume down a little bit on the crowd noises. I'm a little bit old-fashioned, like to have them playing a little bit there in the background for me. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get the join link out in case any coaches want to come out and join the broadcast as well. By the way, there's already points on the board in this game. All right. All right, so we should be good to go there. Now I know we need to get me off the full screen. And pretty sure here you should be looking live at our game. Yep, and I've confirmed that there, so we're good to go. First game on tap, one seed in the AFC, Patriots on the road. They're already up 7-0. Let's take a look. See how that started. Patriots had the first possession right down the field, 8 plays, 60 yards, including another 15 by penalty. 4 first downs, and they got themselves a touchdown. And we're on the second drive, 4th play. Although, wait a minute, they have the ball back. So let's go back again. That touchdown was a 13-yard run by Ramondre Stevenson. Give me a second here. I want to continue to look at this. Let's set the game up. Raiders, were they 3 and out? What happened? Yes, indeed. 3 plays, 1 yard. They punted right away. And Patriots with the ball again, up 7-0. Patriots are coached by Dennis Young. And the Las Vegas Raiders are coached by Paul Conti. A couple of OGs. Been around for a long time in this league, going at it. The Patriots, as I mentioned, are the number one seed currently with an 11-2 record. Here's an inside run draw on 1st and 20, and Ramondre Stevenson found room, and he's into the secondary, and he's all the way, the full 20 on the Snake Eyes. Is going to convert that first down. Big run for Ramondre Stevenson to convert. "43 quick yards already for him, and here comes another one. Off tackle to Ramondre, and it's good for 4. That time, Coach Paul Conti called run defense. Stevenson still got the yardage on right. 2nd down and 6 in Las Vegas territory now at the 43. We're going to get some standings and stuff up here and look at some of the context around this particular game here shortly. Let's open our playoff chase. I did before the broadcast tonight, although I didn't prepare as fully as I normally do. I did go ahead and update all of the standings and everything here, the tiebreakers and everything. So we'll be current tonight as we're watching that. 3-yard run to Damian Harris. Patriots staying on the ground at that point. 3rd and 3 here at the 40 of Las Vegas. So a big early play. Both teams have 1 third down attempt. Patriots hit theirs. Raiders missed theirs on that initial 3 and out. Harris is out as the tailback. Ramondre Stevenson back in on 3rd and 3. Defense looking pass. It is short, and Devontae Parker's got it. That's first down yardage. 10-yard pickup. Injury on the play to Patriots receiver Jacoby Myers. We'll take a look at how long he's going to be out, and probably a good time transitionally to look at everybody's injuries, right? Jacoby Myers just got hurt. He's out for the game. Bailey Zappi also out for the game. I have no idea as I'm looking at this now whether that's forced rest or an injury, but both will be available next week. Raiders are missing Amik Robertson, which I believe, checking now, is a backup defensive back, unless I'm mistaken. And indeed he is. Amik Robertson's a cornerback on the bench who rates 4. 1st and 10 at the Raiders 30. Ramondre Stevenson back out. In comes Damian Harris. And here's a run up the middle. Harris and a nice pickup of 7 yards. Center David Andrews made the block. Needed to be a 4. He's a 5. 2nd and 3. Patriots about to make their second appearance in the red zone here in the first quarter. Here's a run up the middle again. Damian Harris to the defensive card we go, and Harris has got room into the secondary. Nice pickup. Oh, there is going to be a penalty, though, and it brings it back. Offsides. So, missed the penalty. Bring it back. It's 2nd and 8. Defense called run again on that one. Nice call, Coach Ponte. Coach Paul Conti. Oh, clearly. Clearly, I either need more liquor or I need some liquor. I haven't had a drink, so I guess I need some liquor. 2nd and 8 at the 28. I'll get my words together here. Here's a pitch out, Ramondre Stevenson. This time we're calling pass defensively, so Stevenson on his card. He's got another short gain as he continues to plow through the Raiders' defense. That's inside the 20, brought down at the 11-yard line. 17-yard gain for Stevenson. He's already at 64 rush yards here in the first quarter. Patriots are also 5 of 5 passing on the day. So everything working well offensively early here for the Patriots on the road in Vegas. At the 11, the flat pass is still in play here. Our safety is free. 2 tight end set again here for New England. Back to Damian Harris, and here it comes. Harris with a run off tackle, and he's got 4. Part of getting the offensive domination early is, I've noticed, at least for the plays that I've been able to witness, when the defense calls run, it seems to go to the defensive card. When the defense calls pass, that's when the running back seems to get it on his wrong column. So the white die betraying the Raiders here early. And they're in danger of going down 2 scores here. 2nd and 6 at the Vegas 7. Stevenson back in the game for the Patriots. We'll see if Dennis is looking at throwing it here before getting to that 3rd down. Raiders out of the 4-3. And he will indeed pass. Back to pass, looking short, and that's going to be incomplete. Kendrick Bourne, the target, got a result of receiver on the defensive card. And Bourne couldn't make the catch. We did see the crosshairs there, so Paul Conti not blitzing the safety there, saves the touchdown. It's 3rd and 6 at the 7. I mentioned the Raiders are being run right through offensively by the Patriots. Raiders are ranked very poor against the pass and just poor against the run. So an uphill climb for the Raiders defense each week. They'll blitz the safety here on 3rd, 4-2-5 blitz from the secondary. Patriots now out of a 3 wide receiver set. Mac Jones out of the shotgun, Stevenson beside him. Would he cross him up on 3rd and 6 out of a 3 wide receiver set and run this ball? My answer is yeah, I think he might. We'll see. But it's actually a pass. He's back to pass. He's looking short to Nelson Aguilar. He's got it. Touchdown, Patriots. The Raiders double-teamed a trio of receivers. None of them were Aguilar. Wouldn't have mattered probably, as it did go to the 4-man column for a completion on the defensive card. Mac Jones to Aguilar for the touchdown. Extra point from Folk is good, and it is an early 14-0 lead for the Patriots. Ensuing kickoff return by Amir Abdullah, and he is out across the 30 to the 31. The Raiders will start there. So just 4:30 remains here in the first quarter. Raiders have had only 3 offensive plays. They are down 14-zip. So about as bad an early start as you can get. Looking at the AFC standings here, you can see it right at the top in green. Patriots with an 11-2 record. Bengals and Chiefs right behind. Raiders are 6-7. Over on the right side there, fighting for a wild card. With the top 2 teams at 7-6, definitely right where he needs to be if he wants to get on a run here. Wow, first down play was a short pass to Devontae Adams and an interception split roll. 2 through 4, just missed it. Dice are early. Flirting with disaster here for Vegas. 3 wide receiver set for the Raiders here. Derek Carr out of the shotgun. Here's a quick out pass, left side. It is an empty zone, and it is still incomplete. A penalty wipes it away, by the way. Offense is going to be backed up 5 yards on that dead ball, but another bad dice moment as it was flat pass wrong column for Derek Carr, and only incompletion was on a 7. Didn't matter in the end. It's a penalty, but 2nd and 15 now at the 26. Raiders will stay in a 3 wide receiver, 1 halfback set. Josh Jacobs was NFL's leading rusher a year ago. We'll pull up and see how he's doing here. I know he's up near the top with a few others. And there's another quick out pass, and that's going to be a 2-yard loss. Tackle on the play by Kyle Duggar. Foster Moreau with the catch, and on Carr's right column, he hit the -2, and Raiders going nowhere here in the first quarter. That's now 3rd and 17 at their 24. Full spread formation now offensively. 4 wide receivers out for the Raiders. Josh Jacobs replaced by Amir Abdullah in the backfield. Patriots out of the 3-2-6 deep dime. They'll give it to you underneath. There's a button hook pass. Linebacker is in zone. It's good for 4. Penalty on the Raiders is holding, and I imagine that will be declined by the Patriots. They'll take the 4th and 13 after that short 4-yard gain. And so the Raiders will punt again from the 28 after their 2nd consecutive 3 and out. I believe their net yardage is negative on the day. It's early still. That's a nice punt from A.J. Cole, 57 yards. Down to the 15, going to be fielded there by Marcus Jones, and a nice return of 11. Going to get him out across the 25 to the 26, and the Raiders will pick up possession right there. We'll get that scheduled games up again so I can see that. If another game number comes in, we have 2 more kickoffs. The NFC games are scheduled for top of the hour here, 40 minutes from now. And an hour later will be the nightcap. There's a flat pass. Left side. Kendrick Bourne's got it in first down yardage. 6 on the white die. Took that to the 0-man column, and a 13-yard pickup for Kendrick Bourne. Patriots quickly out to the 39-yard line. Mac Jones now 7 of 8. Little dump pass right side. Devontae Parker, linebacker in zone. Going to be a yak opportunity for Parker. He is not that good, but the dice are okay. It's going to be a 7-yard pickup. Parker's 2nd reception. He's a D-rated yak, but still managed 7 yards there. 2nd and 3. Patriots stay in their usual 2 tight end set. Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, the bookends. Defense looking run, but it's short pass. Jonnu Smith's got it. That's first down across midfield. Brought down at the Raider 42-yard line by Duron Harmon. Mac Jones now over 100 yards passing here in the first quarter, 9 of 10 for 100 and a tutty. Here's a run up the middle, Damian Harris, and he has got a 5-yard gain. That went to the defensive card for a split roll. He missed the 15, gets the 5. 2nd and 5 now at the 37 of the Raiders. Nick Folk, as I recall, really good with his field goal kicking. Looks like the automatic 2 through 10. I say automatic, but 2 through 10, you need to get all the way to the 22. I stand corrected. From right here, that's the edge of his range, and it's 2 through 6 and 12. So Patriots looking to get some more work done here. They'll stay with their 2 tight end set. Raiders safety to Ron Harmon up close showing blitz. The defense guesses run, and it is off tackle. And Damian Harris goes to the defensive card for 5 more yards and another Patriot first down. Now at the 32 of the Raiders. Right at the edge of the new field goal range that's a 2 through 8 from here. Here's a first down run off tackle, Damian Harris. And he's got a 7, short gain on his card. Damian Harris inside the 20, inside the 15, and brought down at the 14-yard line by Divine Diablo. Damian Harris now with 42 yards rushing. Patriots piling it on. Vegas in trouble here early. Patriots already with 11 minutes, 24 seconds of possession in the first quarter. One seed doing one seed things. 1st and 10 at the 14, run up the middle, and that's going to be a 7-yard pickup. Again, to the defensive card with that one. 2nd down and 3 now at the 7-yard line. We've reached the end of the first quarter. Patriots on top, 14-0 already. Raiders with a couple of 3-and-outs only. Patriots knocking on the doorstep again. 2nd and 3 at the 7-yard line. Patriots finished the first quarter with 14 carries and 113 yards rushing and another 100 yards passing. 2nd and 3, run up the middle, and Damian Harris is through and into the end zone. Touchdown. Harris, they had a linebacker in the zone, but on this terrible, poor-rated run defense, it didn't matter. 8 on the dice sent him for a 7-yard touchdown run, Damian Harris. Extra point was good. There is a running into the kicker. And that'll allow the Patriots to kick off from the 40. There was an injury, by the way, on the play to Chandler Jones. We'll take a look at that momentarily. Kickoff is right to the goal line, and Raiders will take a touchback there. So, right one play into the second quarter, Raiders are already down 21-0. And Chandler Jones, we mentioned, was injured. He'll be out for the first half. Jones, a right end 4 with a blitz rating of 5. And while that is the second best blitz rating on the Raiders team behind superstar Max Crosby, clearly Chandler Jones not as strong as he once was last year. Down 3 touchdowns. Raiders split out 3 wides. Here's a little dump pass left side, and that's going to be caught. Good, and a first down. First one for the Raiders in this game. Hunter Renfrow did that all on his own. Got a result of receiver on the defensive card and hit the +12 on right. Other than Snake Eyes, that's his best opportunity. Out to the 37-yard line now. Here's a run up the middle. Josh Jacobs, and he's got room, and he's across the 50 and inside the 30, down to the 26, a pickup of 37 on the play. Josh Jacobs, I mentioned earlier, the best running back in the league last year. I think he's also A-rated yak. He is indeed. So into the Patriots territory now at the 26-yard line. You can't count the Raiders out. When you've got Devontae Adams and you've got Josh Jacobs, you have a couple of playmakers. That's going to force the defense to be right more often than not. Here's a dump pass left side, and that's going to be actually dead ball foul. Back up the offense 5 yards. Raiders. Seen a lot of penalties here early. And indeed, that's 4 penalties for 30 yards. So 1st and 15 now at the New England 31. Field goal range goes all the way out to the 40. From right here, the Raiders will be looking at a 2 through 8 and 12 for context. Here's a quick slant, tight end, incomplete. Receiver was double teamed, so credit to Coach Dennis Young on that call as it sent it to the double team column. 2nd and 15 now. Raiders again split out 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Jacobs beside Carr, who's out of the shotgun. Little looking pass the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. Penalty on the play. And a late hit on the quarterback. So big break for the Raiders when they need it. That would have been 3rd and 15 after an incompletion, but the personal foul, a big one, has the Raiders now for the first time in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the Patriots, 16-yard line. Raiders trying to recover from a first quarter onslaught from the Patriots. 2 tight ends now. And here's a pitch out. Josh Jacobs around the edge and just 2 yards. Defense called run. And more importantly on that play, they're rated excellent against the run. That went to the defensive card. And with nobody in the zone on an 8, just 2 yards, 2nd and 8. And now back to 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Carr under center. Hunter Renfrow is going to be in the slot. Patriots going to go ahead with the nickel and the safety up close, showing blitz. Little dump pass, left side. That's going to get to Davante Adams, and he's got room, and he's in for a score. Touchdown as the Raiders get the 6 on the white die to get to the 0-man column and get that plus 23 on a 10. And they are on the board. Extra point attempt from Daniel Carlson is through. And with exactly 12 minutes remaining here in the second quarter in Vegas, Raiders now trail 21-7. So kickoff is way deep. Marcus Jones with an opportunity to return it, but he will turn that down. We've got a touchback. Marcus Jones has a touchdown on punt returns, but not on kick returns. So the Patriots pick up their 3rd possession now. 1st and 10 from their 25. Quick out pass, and that's going to be caught. Jonnu Smith with his 3rd catch of the game. 7-yard pickup. It's 2nd down and 3. Patriots still out of the 2 tight end set. Defense looking run, but it's not. Back to pass as Mac Jones looking short, and it's going to be a receiver opportunity, and it's caught. Devontae Parker, and he's got room up the sideline. It's a 40-yard pickup, but he does fumble it. 40-yard pickup takes him all the way inside the 30. It's fumbled at the 28, but the offense recovers right there. So, folks, that was a short pass that got a receiver result, and Devontae Parker had a plus 40 on his card. And he hit it. I think it was a 3. Defense had a fumble opportunity at the end of that, but didn't get it. 1st and 10 Patriots at the 28. Here's a little dump pass to Devontae Parker. Yak opportunity, and Parker's got room. That's an 11-yard pickup and a 1st down. Devontae Parker, again, making the most out of a D-rated yak. He now has 4 catches, 67 yards. Mac Jones is 12 of 13 for 157. Patriots just cruising through. Great defense so far in this game. 2 tight end set. Damian Harris stays in. "30 minutes away from a couple of NFC kickoffs. Inside run, Damian Harris, and he's going to be stuffed. Brought down right away. Bilal Nichols on the tackle. That was a 5 on the running back card on the wrong column. But, of course, a 5 gets you nowhere. 2nd and 10. Harris is out. Ramondre Stevenson back in at tailback. Raiders D out of the 4-3. Here's a quick out pass to tight end Hunter Henry, and that's going to be a pickoff. Interception by the Raiders on Snake Eyes. It was a pick. Oh, my Lord. Let's see the return. And he is up the sidelines 21 yards, but he drops the ball. It's on the ground. Another fumble. And the Raiders looks like they have recovered that fumble. So interception on the play went to the Raiders defensive card. They're very poor against the pass. So the pick on that flat pass was only going to be on Snake Eyes or double sixes, and the Raiders get the Snake Eyes just when they needed it. Oh, my. So the game's first turnover has the Raiders. With possession again now, 1st and 10 at their own 36. They'll split out 3 wide receivers. Jacobs the tailback. So 1 on the white die would convert to the right column with these 3 wide receivers. Defense does get pass. It's a run up the middle, and it's going to be a penalty, neutral zone infraction on the Patriots. A lot of flags here early. These 2 teams in just over a quarter have combined for 8 penalties for 65 yards. Coach Paul Conti likes that particular call. Makes it 1st and 5. Raiders at their own 41. We mentioned earlier Josh Jacobs. He does have a 6-yard per carry average on the season. Not surprising when you see his card. Now in a 2 tight end set. Here's a pitch out. Josh Jacobs, and he's going to get just 3 yards on 1st and 5. 2nd down and 2. Jacobs came into the day 6th in the USFFL in rushing with 1,472 yards. Here's a run to him up the middle and just a 1-yard gain. So the defense has called run a couple times here, and we've gone from 1st and 5 to 3rd and 1. It's a big 3rd down play here. Just 1 yard away, but it facing an excellent run defense. Patriots are 3 for 3 on 3rd downs offensively. Raiders are 0 for 2. They need this one. 2 tight end set. Jacobs is the tailback. Defense looking pass, and here comes the quarterback sneak, and it's good, but a holding penalty wipes away that successful play for Vegas. Huge penalty. Instead of a 1st down conversion, we've got the Raiders now facing a 3rd and 11 at their own 35. Josh Jacobs out. 3rd and long. Raiders like to bring out Amir Abdullah. Carr out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Patriots, I imagine, are going to show us the nickel, and they do. Mentioned the Patriots are excellent against the run, rated average against the pass. Back to pass and looking deep and no good. He was trying to hit Hunter Renfro. And Dennis defensively had double teamed him. And that ball falls harmlessly incomplete. So 4th and 11 on the Raiders will punt away from their 35. Cole with a 48-yard punt. Fielded back at the 17-yard line and no return from Marcus Jones. So 7:48 to go here in the second quarter. Patriots will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 17. So far, the only thing that stopped the Patriots is an interception. Their drives have been touchdown, 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 and then they were driving hard and fast, but got an interception in the red zone. Deep in their territory now here, run up the middle and just 2 yards for Damian Harris. 2nd and 8. Already 31 plays on the game for the Patriots offense. Harris still at tailback out of the 2 tight end set. And Coach Young's going to do a run right at the middle to Harris, and that's going to be good for 4. Defense was looking pass. Harris got that on his card. It's 3rd and 4 at the 23. Patriots have been perfect on 3rd down so far. Ramondre Stevenson back in. Defense looking pass. Pitch out. Ramondre Stevenson to his card. And he's around the edge and he's loose. Across the 50, inside the 40, inside the 30, and brought down at the 28-yard line. Pickup of 49 on double sixes for Ramondre Stevenson, who is now 8 carries and 113 yards rushing in the first half. As the Raiders have given up 329 yards of offense here. Still 6 minutes plus left in the first half. Now from the Raiders 28, little dump pass left side and caught there by Jonnu Smith. Pick up a 5. 2nd and 5 at the 23. Wow. Patriots are among the best. We knew their defense is good, but he's playing that offense great too. Looking at it right here. Patriots offensively ranked 3rd. 399.1 per game. They're approaching that here in the first half. Damian Harris back on the field here for this 2nd and 5. Here's a run up the middle to Harris to the defensive card, and he's got 7 yards and a first down. Into the red zone now at the 16-yard line. First down there. Injury on the play for Vegas goes to Rock Ya-Sin. That's going to be a cornerback. He's a left cornerback 4. Amik Robertson was injured as a backup 4 at cornerback. The Raiders actually have a 3rd cornerback, Tyler Hall, who rates as a 4. Here's a square out Devontae Parker, and he's got it. 5-yard pickup. Mac Jones keeps humming along now, 14 of 16 for the game. Patriots 2nd and 5 at the 11-yard line. Damian Harris still in the deep eye. 4-3 defense here from Las Vegas. Flat pass right side to Devontae Parker, and he's going to have a catch, and he's going to go inside the 5 and brought down at the 2-yard line. Pickup of 9 on the play, a first down. 6 on the white die. Presented the 0-man column on the defensive card for the Patriots. Parker made his 6th catch of the game, and it is 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Full house coming out here for the Patriots. Raiders out of the 4-3. I think we can expect the run here on 1st and goal. The key is on Stevenson, but it's a run at the middle to Harris, and he's got to be in there. Touchdown, Damian Harris. Keyed the wrong running back. It went to the defensive card, one linebacker in zone, and on snake eyes, he still got +2. That's exactly what he needed. And the Patriots are in the end zone again. 4th time here in the first half. Extra point. Nick Folk is up and good. And with just under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter, Raiders are now trailing at home again by 3 touchdowns, 28-7. Amir Abdullah on the ensuing kickoff, and it's a good return out across the 35 to the 38-yard line. So the Raiders will take over possession right there. Going to look here at the Patriots. You can see that they are 11-2. The Bills at 10-4. So if the Patriots win today, that would keep them 2 games ahead of the Bills. But that division is definitely not over yet. Patriots still with work to do if they want to win that division. Still with work to do if they want that 1 seed. Raiders going to split out 3 wide receivers as normal. Jacobs is your tailback. Here's a run up the middle to Jacobs, and he's got a 4-yard pickup. Defense called run, but that +4 happened on the defensive card, 2nd and 6. And the Patriots now with the nickel defense on the field up by 3 touchdowns. Looking past defensively, but it's a run up the middle, and that's going to be just a 1-yard gain. Credit nose tackle Devon Godcha for the Patriots, who beat the 4 on that white die to make the stop. 3rd and 5 now. Vegas at their own 43. 2 minutes, 24 seconds remain. Both teams all 3 timeouts still. And now Carr out of the shotgun. 3rd and 5. It's still Jacobs beside him. There's a flat pass, right side, Hunter Renfrow. Receiver opportunity, and Renfrow's got the catch. And he's got the first down. Needed 5, got 6. Vegas now up near midfield, 1st and 10 at the 49. And that is their first conversion on 3rd down in the game. They're 1 for 4. Patriots 4 for 4. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Plenty of time here for Vegas. And I believe they get ball in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. And indeed they will. So a touchdown here and then possession. Get another touchdown. That'd be nice for him if you're the Raiders. Flat pass to Davante Adams, and he's going to lose yardage. That was a 3-yard loss on the play. It asked for yak rating, and Davante Adams is a B, but he did not get a good roll. 2nd and 13 now. Carr once again out of the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. Patriots out of the nickel defensively. Carr back to pass, looking short, going for Darren Waller, and he's got the catch. 1st down yardage, and he's got a lot of gain there. Brought down after a 31-yard pickup. Darren Waller on short pass right, snake eyes. That's a +31. Nice pickup there on his first catch as the Raiders now 1st and 10 at the Patriots' 23-yard line. Managed to get out of bounds on the play. Nobody burns a timeout. Out of 3 wide receivers again. Defense looking run. Dump pass. Adams has got it. And Adams has got room. 1st down yardage. Inside the 10. Brought down at the 9-yard line. Tackle on the play by Jabril Peppers. Josh Jacobs is hurt. If that's for the game, that's a problem. Let's take a look. And a nice break for the Raiders. Josh Jacobs is just injured for the first half. So the Raiders have had 3 injuries in the game. Chandler Jones, Rock Ya-Sin, and now Josh Jacobs, most importantly. And all 3 on how long the roll came up just for the first half. And in Jacobs' case, that's just another 90 seconds. That's the good news. The bad news is they've got to finish off this drive without him. First and goal, Vegas at the 9-yard line of New England. I think this is touchdown or bust territory. I don't think we'd see a field goal unless it was some crazy 4th and 14, 15, something like that. I think you got to try to get this in. We'll see. 2 tight end set. Brandon Bolden is your tailback. And here's a run up the middle to Bolden, and he's got nothing. And credit to the defensive coach, Dennis Young, as he indeed called run, despite the backup being in there. Let's take a look at Brandon Bolden. I'm looking at his card. I suppose it'd be better for you, broadcast-wise, if I pull it up for you to see. His longest run is 12, so he can't get more than that. So we can start with that. And he only had 17 carries on the year, so you can expect him to have the short yardage, or I should say the low usage containment problem as well. And for that reason, I would expect a pass here. 3 wide receivers are splitting out. Change at tailback is Zamir White. He also had 17 rush attempts on the year. Patriots showing blitz out of the 3-3-5. Just over a minute left here, first half. Back to pass and brought down on a sack immediately. Josh Uche brings him down. Not much on the loss. 3rd and goal on the 11. Derek Carr was sacked. He was looking at Devontae Adams in the end zone, but couldn't get the pass off. It's asking for post-play timing. So we're waiting to see if anybody wants a timeout here. It's going to be 3rd and goal at the 11. Nobody calls a timeout. The clock drains all the way to 37 seconds left in the half. So both coaches content to let it run. I'm not sure what to think about. I like where Vegas is thinking is at. I think if I'm New England, if they get a touchdown here and get possession, I don't know. I might like to leave myself time to get a field goal, especially the way my offense has been cutting through the Raider defense tonight. But more importantly, big play coming up. 3rd and goal at the 11. The Raiders going to split out 3 wide receivers again. Amir Abdullah in the backfield beside Carr, who's in the shotgun. And on 3rd and goal at the 11, the Patriots are bringing Devin McCourty up close. He's showing blitz out of the nickel. Back to pass, looking short to Darren Waller, and he's got it. Touchdown Raiders. Darren Waller, who got them into the red zone with a 31-yard completion on a short pass, finishes the drive off with his 2nd catch of the game, an 11-yard touchdown reception from Carr. And with 22 seconds left, the extra point from Carlson is good, and it is 28-14, Patriots on top. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying. If the Patriots had earned some timeouts there, they might be able to drive for a field goal. And not that a 14-point halftime lead is anything to scoff at. They'll bring out the bigs, full house formation, or at least showing that they might take a knee here. And indeed, Mac Jones takes a knee. We'll see if the Raiders have any intent on stopping the clock. They do not. And we reach halftime here in Vegas. A dominant first quarter has the Patriots on top, 28-14. Patriots outgaining the Raiders in the first half, 356-134, so by more than 200 yards. Patriots did have the game's only turnover. Big one that kind of got the Raiders back in the game. Mac Jones is 15 of 17 for 176 Wow. And then in addition to 113 yards rushing from Ramondre Stevenson, add 71 for Damian Harris. That's 183 yards rushing in the first half. Whew. And looks like our coaches have agreed to a 5-minute siesta here at halftime. I just noticed that. So let's take a look at a couple things. Let's first start and take a look and see if we have any other games coming up. There's no game numbers yet. Giants, Commanders, Eagles at Bears should be kicking off shortly. Let's go, guys. Hurry up. This is the red zone for the USFFL. We don't want to go to commercial. Looking at the AFC West, we already looked at the Patriots. For the Raiders, you can see they are 6-7. 4 games out. They're not going to win the division, obviously. They can still fight for that wild card. 4-5 conference record. They do have a tiebreaker over the Jaguars, and a loss to the Colts. So I suppose the Raiders, if they're not going to win the division, which they're not at this point, would be hoping that the Colts could come back and win the division. So they wouldn't be caught in the tiebreak. Well, that's not necessarily true. They would want the Jaguars to win it so that they can have, that's right, so they can have that tiebreaker over the Jaguars. So they're going to be just fine with the results from earlier today. Let's take a look as we were earlier at the leaders. Okay, just going to briefly scan through for a couple things. We are waiting on halftime. Wow, 111 receptions already for Jalen Waddle. I suppose that's one of the things that's possible when you're a passing offense and everybody's scared of Tyreek Hill. Wow, Fournette and Gainwell have been pushing that touchdown on the ground. I've been watching that as I've been broadcasting. All right, so we are getting ready here. Let's see if we got any other games. Maybe. We don't. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold here. Coach of the Year. We could look at that, by the way. And this is definitely worthy of mentioning. We are watching the Raiders tonight, and they are 1 win away from making themselves eligible for the Coach of the Year tournament. Patriots are already eligible, although they won't be in the Coach of the Year tournament, as it looks like one way or another they're going to be bound for the playoffs. But yes, the Raiders can clinch their spot tonight, as can the Browns in our nightcap. Jaguars got closer with their win earlier today, as you can see here. Eagles play the Bears coming up, and the Bears can go to the Coach of the Year tournament with just one more win. That's a tough one coming up here against the Eagles, of course, but they are still 1 win away. Commanders and Giants tonight, not so lucky. Both already eliminated from Coach of the Year possibilities. The Saints, who won last night, are also just 1 win away from joining that field. All right, we're going to put up the standings, and we will wait to hear from our coaches to start broadcasting the second half. There it is. I'm hearing the second half kick now. And as we mentioned, the Raiders do get the opening possession of the second half. So after an absolutely atrocious start to the game, Raiders have fought to stay in it. And with the first possession here of the second half, they have a chance to cut it to one score. They'll start with their usual 3 wide receivers split out. And on 1st and 10, the Patriots defense will open out of the nickel. So they're happy to let Jacobs run in some sense. Trailing by just 2 scores, I think I'd take them up on it. Defense looks for a pass. It is. Flat pass, Hunter Renfrow, and he's incomplete. Renfrow with an opportunity on receiver right column. He hit a nice number earlier. Missed it this time, 2nd and 10. Carr out of the shotgun now on 2nd and 10. Jacobs beside him, 3 wide receivers. Patriots out of the nickel. Here's a quick slant across the middle, and that's good for 5. Foster Moreau has it, his 2nd catch of the game. 3rd down and 5. Both teams come up in the same formation once again. Jacob stays on the field on this 3rd down play. Flat pass, Hunter Renfrow, and he's got it, and he's going to get the 1st down. Matt Judon tackled him, but not before. Hunter Renfrow got the 5 yards needed to convert. It's 1st and 10 at the 35, so move the sticks. 3 plays, 10 yards exactly. None of them runs. They come out 3 wide receivers, split out, and nickel defense here from the Patriots. There's a pitch out. Josh Jacobs is running, and it goes around the edge for just a yard. Penalty on the play, false start. Wipe it away. So 1st and 15 now back at the 30. And that time the run call was met by the defense looking for runs. So far through 4 plays here on this drive, Coach Dennis Young in the huddle, making the right call. Still 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Jacobs is back there. Dump pass, right side, Mac Hollis, and he's got the catch and a 9-yard pickup. So he'll get the penalty yardage back and more. Makes it 2nd and 6 at the 39. First catch of the day by Mac Hollins. Raiders still keeping 3 wide receivers on the field. That does put the Patriots in the nickel, but I'm not sure it fully capitalizes on what Josh Jacobs is capable of. Here's a run up the middle of Jacobs, and he's going to get just 3 yards. 5 on the white die. And offensive center Andre James could not make that block to spring it. So 3rd down and 3 here. Raiders stay with 3 wide receivers. Jacobs is the tailback. Derek Carr will stay under center for this one. Patriots out of the nickel. Defense looking run, but it's a pass. Little dump off to the flat, and that's going to be no good. Incomplete. Pass intended for Devontae Adams, and it was actually linebacker in zone. Linebacker needed to be a 5, and unfortunately for the Raiders, they were targeting Matt Judon. He made the play. 4th and 3. Vegas at their own 42. First drive of the third quarter, and they've brought out the punter. A.J. Cole puts his leg into it. It's a good punt. Inside the 10, fielded at the 8 by Marcus Jones, and he's going to fair catch it right there. So a good punt. Pins the Patriots deep, but certainly not what the Raiders were hoping for to come out of the gates here in the second half. NFC games still not underway. We'll keep an eye as they're both coming up. Eagles at Bears. Giants at Commanders. First and 10 run up the middle and nothing doing. Ramondre Stevenson hit that 5 on his card on the wrong column. Went nowhere. 2nd and 10. One of the few bad breaks for Stevenson today, who now has 9 carries for 113 yards. From the 2 tight end set again. Stevenson out of the deep eye. Back to pass. Mac Jones. He's looking short, and here comes the blitz, and he's brought down. Max Crosby, and it is a safety. Max Crosby gets an 8-yard loss from the 8, and that's 2 points Vegas. And an important 2 points makes it 28-16. Huge play. And here comes the punt, and that's going to be returned by the Raiders. Keelan Cole out across the 30 to the 32, so not a huge gamble, but a little one, and Raiders got Max Crosby home on that. Max Crosby is among the league leaders in sacks. We'll take a look at that real quick. First down pass, dump to Davante Adams. He's got it, and he's first down yardage, and he's across the 50, brought down at the 45 of the Patriots. A pickup of 23 on the play. If that number sounds familiar to you, it should. That's a 6 on the white die, 0-man column for the flat pass. Red die, total of 10. Davante Adams now 4 catches, 48 yards. And the Raiders across midfield. Josh Jacobs, line buck up the middle for 6 yards. It's 2nd and 4. Caught the defense looking pass on that one. Max Crosby came into the game with 15 sacks on the year. That makes it 16 for him. That ties Nick Bosa for 2nd. Both of them are 3 behind CJ95, Chris Jones. Raiders on 2nd and 4 now out of the 2 tight end set. A little more of a traditional run set for Josh Jacobs. Defense looks pass. It's pitch out to Jacobs, and he's going to get a first down, just 6 yards, though. Did go to the defensive card. Unfortunately for Vegas, 5 on the white die beat the defensive end. Dietrich Wise, 1st and 10 now at the Raiders' 33. If the Raiders can get back in this game, I'm going to keep thinking about Patriots not calling that timeout and trying to work for a field goal before the first half ended. Here's a first down pass, incomplete, Davante Adams, and bad dice for the Raiders as they did get short passed wrong. Caught the Patriots looking run, and Derek Carr could not hit that on his card. 2nd and 10. Carr just 13 of 22 for 129 yards in this game. And on 2nd and 10, Raiders go back into the shotgun 3 wide receiver set. Quick slant across the middle, and that's caught by the tight end. First down yardage, 13 yards on the pickup. Second time in 3 plays that a 6 on the white die carried us to the 0-man column on a flat pass, and Waller has the Raiders into the red zone again. 1st and 10 at the Patriots' 20-yard line. Back to the 3 wide receiver set for Vegas.
Josh Jacobs, the tailback. Paul Conti considering his play call here. Defense looking run, but it's a dump off to Devontae Adams and a yak opportunity for him. And Devontae Adams has a catch and a first down inside the 10 and brought down at the 7-yard line. 13 yards the old-fashioned way. +3 from Derek Carr in yak setup, and then 10 more for Devontae Adams. It's 1st and goal at the 7. Raiders trail by 12. So they could cut it to 5 with 7 or 4 if they wanted to go for 2. Interesting decision. 2 tight ends for the Raiders. So back to a run set. Safety up close, showing blitz, run up the middle, and 2 yards. Coach Dennis Young calling run defense. Went to the right column, just a 2-yard pickup, 2nd down. Second and goal from the 5 here. Looks like we have the Eagles and Bears underway. Giants and Redskins, Giants and Commanders, rescheduled. Second and goal at the 5. We've got blocking back set now. Jacobs behind a fullback. Safety McCourty up close, showing blitz out of the 3-4 for the Patriots. Defense calls run. It is up the middle. Josh Jacobs stuffed. Brought down right away. Jelani Tavai. Loss of 1. Went to the defensive card with 2 linebackers in zone and an excellent run defense. Made easy work of that. So 3rd and goal now at the 6. Carr out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers back on the field. Nickel blitz shown here by the Patriots. Back to pass, looking short, and it's going to be caught. And a touchdown, it looks like. Devontae Adams. Double teamed by Josh Uche. But because he wasn't double teamed by the receiver, actually, I don't even think that would have mattered. He got the receiver result with the crosshair on it and a long gain because the safety McCourty was blitzing. Touchdown Raiders. They'll get the extra point from Carlson to cut it to a 5-point game, and it is suddenly 28-23. The Patriots are on top. Paul Conti working a comeback here. And the Patriots will take over offensively after a touchback. 1st and 10 at their 25. I've got the game number for Eagles-Bears. Check that out in a second here. 1st and 10 run up the middle, Ramondre Stevenson, and it's brought down right away. Credit Coach Paul Conti for calling run on that one. 2nd down and 10. There's a pitch out, Ramondre Stevenson trying to get the edge, and he's going to get 6 yards. Beats defensive end Chandler Jones with a 6 on that white die. 3rd and 4 now for the Patriots. Big play here for the Raiders defense. Patriots 4 for 4 today on 3rd downs. Raiders, ironically, began 0 for 4. They're now 4 for 8. So they've got 4 straight. Patriots have 4 straight, trying to make it 5 here on 3rd and 4. Back to pass. Mac Jones looks short. Got his man. Kendrick Bourne has it. 1st down yardage out to the 44. Pick up a 13 on the play. Brought down by Rock Ya-Sin. That one went to the defensive card, and on the 3-man column, there are no blank spots. First and 10 now at the 44. Defense looking run. Back to pass again. Mac Jones. And right back to the defensive card. And right back to Kendrick Bourne. His third catch of the game. His second consecutive catch. Pick up a 14 on that one. That's across midfield. Patriots now at the 42 of Vegas. Early action update from Chicago. The Eagles are up on the Bears 7-0. Mac Jones back to pass, looking short, and it's going to be forced to dump it off. And that one's going to be caught. And that's going to be tackled by the sticks, and indeed a first down on the play. Ramondre Stevenson out of the backfield on that dump off gets 10 and a first down. Patriots now down at the Vegas 32-yard line. Mac Jones still just 2 incompletions on the day, 18 of 20. Here's another pass. Quick out to Jonnu Smith. And a yak opportunity for him. And tight end Jonnu Smith's got another first down. Down near the 20. And in fact, at the 20, a pickup of 12. And the Patriots are in the red zone. First and 10 at the 20. Only time they failed in the red zone was an interception. Other than that, they've had 4 touchdowns. Run up the middle to Ramondre Stevenson. And on the defensive card, he's got a short gain. Ramondre Stevenson has a first down. There is a penalty. And break for the Raiders. That's a holding on the Patriots. So wipe out that first down carry. It's first and 20 now. Back at the 30-yard line. If Vegas can hold them to a field goal here, that would make it an 8-point game. It'd still be a 1-score difference. Penalties continue to be a problem for both teams. There's a quick out to Jonnu Smith, and he's got to be dropped. 2-yard loss. Second and 22. Tackle on the play by Divine Diablo. Injury on the play to J-Ron Brown. And I'm trying to find J-Ron. There he is. He's the left linebacker for 0 blitz rating. So you see the 0 out there now on this second and 22 play. Raiders are going to show a 4-2-5 in response to the 3 wide receiver, 1 halfback formation. Defense looking pass. Here comes the draw up the middle and an immediate tackle. Bilal Nichols. And it's 3rd and 22, New England at the 32. So from right here, you're on the border for New England of a 2-8 field goal, or with a 1-yard loss on the variable, 2 6 and 12. So certainly not a guaranteed field goal coming up here. 3rd and 22, 3 wide receivers are going to split out. 1 halfback, shotgun formation. Ramondre Stevenson, the tailback, and the Raiders are going to show a 4-1-6. So only 1 linebacker on the field here. Stevens looking pass, it's a draw. Ramondre Stevenson to his card on wrong, and he's going to get 5. Way short. 4th and 17 at the 27. Here comes a field goal attempt. 2-8 for Nick Folk to extend to an 8-point lead. Here comes the roll. There comes the kick. And it's going to be good, but a penalty on the play. It's going to be a big penalty call here. And that's going to be offsides against Vegas. It would just be a 5-yard play, make it 4th and 12. So I have a feeling he'll keep the field goal, and he does. So we are in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter here in Vegas. Field goal by the Patriots has extended this lead to 8 points, 31-23. But not too long ago, the Patriots were up by 21 points. So 4th quarter on the horizon, and it could be a close one. Raiders with the ball down by 8. Let's check in briefly on NFC action. We have the Chicago Bears in the red zone. If you missed the broadcast earlier, we mentioned the Bears are just 1 win away from becoming eligible and participating in our Coach of the Year tournament. So all things considered, not a bad season so far for Mike Martin. considering the cards he's playing. Second 11 Bears at the 13 of the Eagles. Here comes a screen pass to the tailback Khalil Herbert, and incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Eagles are up 7-0. This is the second possession of the game for the Bears. They punted on their first possession. They'll split out 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Justin Fields operates out of the pistol. Don't discount his legs here. Eagles out of the nickel. Eagles, I mentioned, the Bears coach. The Eagles are coached by Bruce Mogg. And indeed, defense looking pass, but it's an end run. Fields on 3rd and 11, going to try to scramble his way into the end zone. It goes to the defensive card, and that's not good. Pick up a 3, but a defensive penalty maybe? And no, it is a penalty against the Bears. And it's clipping for 15 yards. So either 4th and 8 to go, or 3rd and 26. Back at the 28. And he's going to go ahead and take the 4th down. So 4th and 8 at the 10. That's going to bring on the kicker. I believe that's Cairo Santos, and it is. Cairo Santos on the kick, 2 through 11, and he rolls a 12 as he shanks it. That is not what you need when you are carded as a 3-win team playing a Super Bowl carded team. Bad break, Mike Martin. That's rough. So the Eagles up 7-0 will now begin their second position at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. That's first quarter action. Let's get back to fourth quarter action here. And it looks like the Raiders are going to be forced to punt. Defense on the stop. So the Raiders failed to get a first down. They're punting 4th and 7 at their 28. It's a 44-yard punt and going to bounce back the opposite direction you want if you're the Raiders, settling in at the 31-yard line. So 13:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Patriots on the road up by 8. And they have the ball, 1st and 10 at the 31. 4 games were scheduled tonight. 1 got postponed till tomorrow. 2 are currently in action, and we still have a late kickoff. Ravens and Browns coming up in 40 minutes. First down, Patriots. Here's a button hook over the middle to Ramondre Stevenson, and he's got it. First down yardage for Ramondre Stevenson. That was a receiver on flat pass wrong, and Ramondre Stevenson real good with his card there. Picks up 12 and a first down. He's A on Yak. Mac Jones continues with a strong day, 21 of 23. Here's a first down pitch out, Ramondre Stevenson, and a personal foul on the defense after a 2-yard pickup. The tackle couldn't make the block offensively, and it was just a 2-yard gain, but tack on 15 more as the Patriots cross midfield and are 1st and 10 at the Vegas 40. 8 penalties, 70 yards for Vegas in the game. Run up the middle, Ramondre Stevenson to the defensive card, and he's going to get 6. Michael Onwenu. Here we go. Michael Onwenu, the right guard of the Patriots, springs that one with a block, beating the 5 white die. 2nd down and 4. At the Vegas 34, so we're on the fringe field goal range. Patriots looking to extend back to a 2-score lead. Here's a run to the middle to Stevenson, and he's keyed, and nice call as it went to the key column for the Raiders. That makes it 3rd and 5 after the 1-yard loss. Credit Coach Paul Conti for setting himself up here with a 3rd down opportunity on that nice call. Back in the NFC, a 3rd down draw on 3rd and 7. Springs for a first down from Miles Sanders as the Eagles drive continues.
Turning to fourth quarter action here in Vegas now. 2 tight ends set for the Patriots on 3rd and 5. Ramondre Stevenson stays in the game. Patriots are out over 200 yards rushing in this game. And I believe over 400 yards of offense already. I'll double check in a second here. After this big 3rd and 5. Coach Paul Conti sits in the 4-3 defense. It's looking past, but it's a run off tackle. Ramondre Stevenson gets to his card on wrong, and he's shut down nonetheless as he hits again that 5 on his card. And that makes it 4th and 5. It helps validate the decision to punt for the Raiders. It's from the 35 here on 4th and 5. And the Patriots don't like the field goal from there, 2 through 6 and 12. They're going to go for it. On this 4th and 5 at the 35, Patriots bring up 2 tight ends, Henry and Smith. Bourne and Parker split out on the edges. Jones under center. It's Ramondre Stevenson behind him. He's had a big day. Defense looking pass, and it is. Back to pass is Mac Jones. He's looking short, but he's flushed. And it's going to be a dump off. This one is going to Kendrick Bourne, and it's going to be receiver opportunity incomplete. The Raiders make the stop, and it's a big break because that went to the 0-man column, only needing 5. The only way you're going to miss that is a result of receiver. He got the receiver, and Kendrick Bourne couldn't make the big clutch catch. And the Raiders take over at their own 35 after a big stop. They still trail by 8. 10 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Raiders split out 3 wide receivers. Jacobs the halfback. Defense looking pass, but here comes the run. Right up the middle, Josh Jacobs to his card, and Jacobs has got 5 yards as he splits his roll right between a pair of short gains. Jacobs now 13 carries for 70 yards. $28 passes for Derek Carr and 13 runs for Josh Jacobs. So more than 2-1 passing in this game. There's a flat pass to Mac Hollins, and he's got the catch, and he's got good yards. First down yardage across midfield. Going to be brought down at the 48 by Kyle Duggar. That was a linebacker in zone X or short gain, beating linebacker Adrian Phillips with a 5 on the white die. Raiders now 1st and 10 at the Patriots' 48-yard line. First and 10 screen to the tailback, Josh Jacobs, and that's no good. On that offensive card, receiver result came up, and Jacobs rolled a 7. Nothing there, 2nd and 10. Sneak peek in Chicago. They apparently forced a punt or a turnover as the Bears have the ball back, but they're facing a 3rd and 20 from their own 15. So still struggling to move the ball. It's still 7-0 Eagles. Back in Vegas, 2nd and 10 now. Carr out of the shotgun. Jacobs beside him. Patriots operate out of the nickel. There's a quick slant. Linebacker in that zone. It's going to the tight end and no good. That one on the defensive card. 1 man in zone. 3rd down and 10 now. I mentioned earlier and verifying. Indeed, Patriots over 200 yards rushing in the game and over 400 yards offense. Big 3rd and 10 here for the Raiders. 3 wide receivers splitting out. They're 4 of 9 on the day. Back to pass and looking short, going to Darren Waller. It's incomplete. Credit to the offensive coach as he picked the only receiver that wasn't double teamed. But 4-man in the zone on the defensive card. Patriots make the stop, and it's 4th and 10 at the New England 48. There's 8:24 remaining in the game. So I think you punt it here, and indeed, here comes Cole. So we'll probably see a coffin corner here from the Raiders, and indeed we do. That's a good roll. That's going to be close to the goal line. Let's see where it gets out, and it's out of the 4. So a great kick.
Just over 8 minutes remains here in the fourth quarter. Vegas trails by 8 at home, 31-23. And they've just punted to the Patriots. But they've pinned them deep, 1st and 10 at the 4. Last time Patriots were pinned deep, Max Crosby got a big sack and a safety. And that is one of the differences of why this is still a one-score game. First down, button hook pass, and another sack. It is Max Crosby again, and another safety. Max Crosby does it again, cutting the score to 31-25, a 6-point game. Wow. Huge play. When have you seen the same player get 2 safeties in a game? Wow. And so the Patriots, who put up 28 in the first half of the game, have only 3 here in the second half, as the Raiders are chipping away. A couple of safeties. They've added a touchdown. They trail by 6. And with 7:12 to go, Raiders 1st and 10 at their own 27. Just double checking there. Raiders again. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. God, that's such an important safety. Not only a touchdown can put you ahead, but with 7:12 to go, you could still get a field goal here, and you'd only be down 3. But if you want to play for 2 scores, you'll need to move quick with just over 7 to go. Raiders are going to operate with 3 wide receivers like normal. Defense looking run. Here's a screen. Josh Jacobs has got it, and he's out across the 30 to the 35. Pickup of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2. Eagles now back in the red zone, up 7-3. Now to a traditional run set back here in Vegas. Josh Jacobs from a blocking back set is the tailback. Patriots out of the 3-4. They guess run. It's a pitch out and a 3-yard loss. Credit to the defensive coach. Dennis Young on 2nd and 2 makes the run call. Catches Josh Jacobs trying to get around the edge, and he loses 3 yards. So 3rd and 5 now for Vegas from their own 32. 6:36 remains. Big 3rd down play coming up. Raiders will keep Josh Jacobs in, but it's 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Patriots with the nickel defense here. I really don't expect a run. It's not. Square in pass. Hunter Renfrow in the middle. Receiver opportunity. Renfrow's got the catch, and he's got a 1st down. Pick up a 9. There is a penalty, so hold your horses. And it is actually offsetting penalties. So wipe out the play altogether. We're right back at 3rd and 5 for Vegas. Carr back out of the shotgun now. 3 wide receivers. Still Josh Jacobs, the tailback here. Patriots out of the nickel. Dump pass for Hunter Renfrow again. They were doubling Devontae Adams. Receiver opportunity, and Renfrow's got it again. Same exact play call, same exact result. Receiver that Hunter Renfrow converted to +9. Vegas with a 1st down out to the 41. Hunter Renfrow has 4 catches, 32 yards, but if memory serves, they've been pretty clutch catches. 6 minutes remains now. Defense looks pass, run up the middle, and +2 only. Defense was looking pass. That went to the right column because the Raiders were operating out of the 3 wide receiver set. I've been kind of curious about that all game because you've got the best running back in the game. I hate to take away that 1 on the white die for him, although in this case it would have just been +3 if it was in the wrong column. 2nd and 8, off tackle Josh Jacobs, and that's going to be brought down right away. On the defensive card, nose tackle Devon Godchaw. His number's called up for the 2nd time in this game. He's made both stops. It's now 3rd and 8. 4:48 and counting.
You have to wonder what Vegas would need here to try to go for it on 4th down. Would they go for it on 4th and 8? I don't know. The way Max Crosby's been safetying him deep. 3 wide receivers split out here. Quick out pass to the tight end Waller, and no good, incomplete. Derek Carr on his card could not make it on right, and it's 4th and 8 Vegas from their 43. 4.5 minutes remain. They got all 3 timeouts. They're down 6. I think you punt it, but they're going to go. By the way, when I say I think you punt it, either call is right. It's just one man's opinion. I'm not criticizing here. Just telling you what I'd do. I think I'd punt, but I can't blame him here. 4th and 8, they're going to go. 3 wide receivers split out. Carr out of the shotgun. Jacobs beside him. Patriots again out of the nickel. You got to throw short and hope you don't see the double team. Deep ball to Mac Hollins, and that's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by the Patriots. And it's because of a double team from the safety, Devin McCourty. Hang on a second here. Did he roll the interception? He knocked. I see it. He chose to knock it down. Smart play. I didn't notice that he had that opportunity. He'd had the right to the interception. Devin McCourty knocks it down. Good call for Coach Dennis Young in the clutch moment of the game to double team the correct receiver. And by the way, if you think about it, had he not done that, he was double teaming with Mac Hollis. So what if that long ball was going to Devontae Adams? Oh, so he sniffed it out. That's a great call defensively to leave Devontae Adams an empty zone back there. Wow. Patriots with the ball, run up the middle, and it's going to be Ramondre Stevenson with a short gain. Goes to the defensive card and gets it on a 7. Pick up a 12. Stevenson now up over 140 rush yards in this game. And they are down to the Vegas 31. And this becomes a whole new problem for Coach Paul Conti as he's only up by 6. Quick out pass, and that's good. Jonnu Smith. Tight end with a 10-yard reception, his 7th catch of the game. Patriots are already down to the 21-yard line. A field goal extends it to 2 scores at 9 points. From the 21, 2 tight end set. Patriots are already in 2 through 10 range here. Run up the middle to Stevenson, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage, actually. Andrew Billings on the tackle, loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 at the Vegas 22. Raiders call their first timeout at the 2:42 mark. Let's start setting these coaches up for postgame if they want to join. Raiders going to bring the 4-2-5 defense out here. They guess running it is. Stevenson up the middle again to the defensive card. And once again, Stevenson hits the short gain on the defensive card. There's a penalty. Let's see if the Raiders can get it to wipe out. And they cannot, as it is a face mask for the Raiders. And just like that, it is 1st and goal. Patriots from the 2. They are up by 6, and they are knocking on the door again. Full house formation. Number 1 seed, trying to keep that position. They can go a long way to doing that. If they can get in the end zone here, the key is on Stevenson. That's who the run's to. Stevenson, let's see if he goes to his card. He doesn't. On the defensive card. Fumble on the play. Let's see what happens. I'm not even sure if that made it to the end zone. Let's see who recovers it first. It is recovered by the Raiders. Did he get in? He did not. The Raiders have recovered a fumble at their own 2-yard line. They are returning this fumble, and they lose a yard. And so, holy mackerel, what a game. We are now at the 2-minute warning. The Raiders have forced their 2nd red zone turnover. They have the ball at their own 1-yard line. They're 99 yards away from victory. Wow. This has been a fun game. So, Derek Carr in the offense. 3 wide receivers and a shotgun formation here on 1st and 10 from their 1. Patriots will sit in the nickel. Here.
Defense looking run. Here comes a deep ball to Davante Adams. Receiver opportunity. Adams has got the catch, and he's down the sideline. Up the right side, across the 40 and across midfield. Inside the 40, inside the 30, and brought down at the 22. 77-yard pass to Davante Adams from their 1-yard line, catching the Patriots think and run. Wow. We got ourselves a whole new ball game, folks. 2-minute warning. I said it was earlier. It was actually 2:06. I know there's NFC action going on, but we're going to stay right here, folks. What a big call. And I get why the run call there, because if you can get him to lose yardage, you can get a safety and take that 6-point lead to 8. But gutsy call by Coach Paul Conti, and bold call is how I will frame that from Coach Dennis Young. So we have drama here in the AFC. Raiders trying to even their record at 7-7 with a big upset. Sideline pass, Hunter Renfrow, and incomplete. That one went to Matt Judon's side, and for the second time this game, Judon rated a 5. Able to make the stop, 2nd and 10. Raiders with 3 wide receivers split out again. Carr out of the shotgun. Patriots out of the nickel. Here comes a quick slant over the middle, and that's going to be a receiver opportunity, and Darren Waller's got it, and he's up near a first down, but he only gets 9, so we have a 3rd and 1 coming up. Let's see if the Raiders want to stop the clock. I don't think I would. Go ahead and count on that you're going to make this. Nope, he calls the timeout. I can see both sides. I just think you don't. I just think you go ahead and plan on, if you're going to lose possession, you're not going to get another opportunity. So I think I would have let it run and forced the Patriots to burn that timeout. Again, just one man's opinion. 3rd and 1, big play, blocking back set. Jacobs, the tailback. 3-4 here from the Patriots. I'm thinking they're going to call pass here. We'll see. The key is on the tailback, but it's a flat pass to Davante Adams. He's got it, and he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. This game is tied up with 90 seconds to go, and Daniel Carlson is coming on the field to try to put the Raiders out in front. Carr goes over 300 yards passing and has his 4th touchdown of the game. The extra point is up, and it is good. And the Raiders, who at one point were down 28-7 in this game, have taken the lead with less than 2 minutes left, 32-31. Still 90 seconds remains. Patriots have all 3 timeouts, and a field goal will put them on top. So despite all the celebration in Vegas, after completing this comeback, let's see if they can hold it. Raiders again with a very poor rated run defense. I'm sorry, very poor pass defense and just poor run defense. And they're facing the 3rd best offense in the league. Defense looking pass, it is. Short pass, and that's going to be incomplete. Pass intended for Devontae Parker, and it was to the defensive card, and I told you with 3 men, there are no blanks, but he got a result, a receiver, and Parker couldn't make it stick. It's 2nd down and 10, Patriots. Defense looks pass. Here's the pitch out. Ramondre Stevenson going around the edge, and he's going to get 6 yards. Got it on his card. He did get out of bounds. Stops the clock at the 1:15 mark. And that's going to make it 3rd and 4 at the Patriots' 31-yard line. So a big 3rd down coming up here for New England. New England began this game 4 for 4 on 3rd downs. They're 1 for 3 cents, 2 tight end formation. Ramondre Stevenson is the tailback, although he is fatigued now. Fatigue level 1. Raiders out of the 4-3 on this big 3rd and 4. They guess pass defensively. It's a screen to Stevenson, and he's got the catch, and he's got a first down. And he is going to be out of bounds at the 44-yard line. That was a huge break for New England. Defense called pass, had a linebacker in zone. It went to the defensive card, but a 6 on the white die. We go to the zero-man column and a plus 13 for Ramondre Stevenson. 1 minute and 7 seconds remain. New England from their 44. Here's a screen to Stevenson again. He's got the catch, and he's going to be out of bounds with a 5-yard gain. Up near midfield now. 2nd and 5 Patriots from their own 49. 1 minute remains. Patriots have all 3 timeouts, so as close as they are to field goal range, I'm not sure how much timeouts are going to be a factor here for the Patriots. 2 tight ends set. Despite the fatigue, Stevenson stays in the game. Defense looking pass. Here's the pitch out to Stevenson. It gets on his card and actually wipe it away. Dead ball foul. Back up the offense. It's a big penalty. For those not watching, the card reads plus 26 had that penalty not occurred. But 2nd and 10 Patriots now back at their own 44. Ramondre Stevenson still in the game. 2 tight end set. The Raiders, Paul Conte showing the 4-2-5. Little eye candy from that middle linebacker zone. 1 minute exactly remaining. Back to pass. Looking short. It's going to Kendrick Bourne and no good. Incomplete. Mac Jones on short pass right on his card. Couldn't hit it. And the Patriots with 52 seconds left now. 3rd and 10 at their own 44. Got to wonder if they're going to try to run to make it closer. They got 3 timeouts. 2 tight ends set. Mac Jones out of the shotgun. Stevenson, the tailback beside him, is fatigued. I think we might see a draw here. We'll see. 4-2-5 from the Raiders. On 3rd and 10, it is indeed a draw against a pass defense. And that's going to be first down run. That is a 7-yard pickup on the defensive card, but the box added 10 more as Ramondre Stevenson goes for 17. Wait a minute. Holy mackerel, a penalty. I didn't see it. It's holding against the offense. And the Patriots are officially in trouble with that penalty. 3rd and 20 at their own 34. Now just 45 seconds remains. The Patriots now 7 penalties, 60 yards. 4 wide receivers, full spread for the Patriots, 3rd and 20. Stevenson still the tailback, defense out of the 4-1-6. Here comes the draw again. He's going to try to go to the defensive card, and he gets just 3 yards. 4th and 17. That was on snake eyes, but it went to a line buck. So, if he goes to off tackle, that snake eyes is plus 31. End run, it's plus 42. Gosh, so many twists and turns in this game. I'll never remember them all. But what I know here is that it is do or die time now for the Patriots. 37 seconds remains. They have a 4th and 17 at their own 37. Full spread formation for the Patriots. Out of the shotgun is Mac Jones. Ramondre Stevenson, the tailback. Needing 17. Might he consider the dump pass? Mac Jones not made to squeeze in a long pass on a 4-1-6 defense. We'll see what happens here. He's going deep. And the pass is off, and it's going to be incomplete. Incomplete. There are no flags, and the Raiders take over with 30 seconds remaining. And it appears we have an upset and a shakeup in the AFC seeding. Wow. Woohoo! Patriots have only 2 timeouts. Everybody feels differently. I'd take them because you never know if a snap fumble might come up. And I'd expect the same if I'm Dennis Young. We'll see. You have got to give Coach Paul Conte credit for this comeback. I'm a big believer that comebacks are like this are a combination of dice and damn good calls. You kind of need both to make a comeback like this. Quarterback takes a knee, the clock runs out, and your final from Vegas. They were down 28-7 in the second quarter, but they have come all the way back, outscoring the Patriots in the second half 18-3 and scoring 25 of the last 28 points in this game to sneak out a 1-point victory. And I have to mention it one more time, on the strength of a pair of Max Crosby safeties in the second half. Crazy, crazy outcome. Coach Dennis Young congratulating his opponent on an amazing comeback. And Paul Conti is out. So let's leave that game up. We're going to head on over and see what we're doing here. 21-3, the Eagles are up. We'll switch to that broadcast while keeping an eye to see if Coach Dennis Young shows up for postgame. Jalen Hurts back to pass, and there's an interception by the Bears on the defensive card with 4 men in zone. And a nice return of 13 yards. Early third quarter, Bears are down 21-3, but they have a turnover, and they have possession now at the Philadelphia 28. And if our prior game from the AFC has taught us nothing, it should be that this game is not over. And on first down, Khalil Herbert's going to lose 2 yards on that run, 2nd and 12. And we welcome Dennis to the show, Mr. Not Crowley. Dennis Young, buddy.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. It's 21-3 currently on Chicago, Philly, so I'll come back to that in a second. I got to talk about this game, but let's start by letting you talk. Talk to me about what happened tonight, Dennis, because that's one of the crazier games I've ever called.
Yeah, that was a wild one, huh? First half, everything's going my way. I mean, everything on offense I call is going my way. I'm up 21-0, but one thing about the Raiders is they're so balanced on offense. You got Jacobs that'll eat you up, and then if you count on him, if you focus on him, you got Adams, you got Derek Carr. So they're a tough team to defend. So when I got
they're a tough team to put away for sure.
Totally. So when I got up 21-0, I felt good, but I was like, just didn't feel comfortable.
And 28-7, by the way.
And what? 28-7?
And 28-7.
Yeah, there was a lot of plays in that game that like right before the half, he got a touchdown right before the half on third down. And if I'd stopped him, it would have been, instead of 28-14, it's 28-10. A 3-score game. So that was a big play. Let me
stop you right there if I can for a moment, because I actually had a question about that. If I'm on broadcast, I'm going to say, hey, here's what I would do in that situation. It's not necessarily meant to criticize anyone, but I was kind of curious. It seemed to me when he was driving for that touchdown before half that made it 28-14, I made a comment on the broadcast that, 28-14, if he gets it, then he gets the ball in the second half. You never know. And absolutely. I was kind of surprised that as he was driving for those, it was like, he's already down near the 10, and you had an opportunity, I thought, to use your timeouts to save time to try to get a field goal. And the way you've been cutting through his offense in the first half, I was kind of surprised you didn't make that choice. What was your thinking there? I'm curious. Because the way I read it, I think you could have had over a minute left, probably a minute and a half. Yeah,
I don't have a lot of faith in Jones. Jones kind of scares me as his throwing card. And I was eating him up, but I was – one thing, if you notice in the first half, I was really saving carries for Stevenson in the second half. And I think I was just going into it going, I'm up 14 at halftime. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to push it and give up a late score and blow it.
That's
so
kind of what
after
I thought you might be thinking.
After he got the touchdown and I got the kickoff, gave me the ball at the 25. I just thought, okay, I'm fine with that. And I'll take it from there. But, one thing in that game that was, penalties were so big in that game.
Yeah, they happened at clutch moments.
Totally. He had a couple times there late when I was driving to put him away where he had a couple penalties, and I was like, oh, this poor guy, he gets a stop and I get a penalty. Gets a stop, I get a penalty on him. And then I get down to the 2-yard line, and I'm like, okay, game over. Field goal, and I go up 2 scores. I'm like, game over. And he gets the fun. That was unreal. Oh, and then how about he gets the ball at the 1 and gets a 77-yard long pass?
Well, and there's so many things I want to ask, but let's start there. Was your thinking that since you had the fumble, he's at the 1, call run, get a negative yardage, get the safety? Is that kind of what you were thinking when you went run on
totally.
that?
I figured he's at the 1. I'm just thinking, he was getting some yards from Jacobs with that 3-wide set. So, I was trying to show to him that, hey, I'm not afraid to call a run on defense in that in my nickel scheme. So I just thought he would run. I thought that would be a situation where he's going to run the ball. So I just thought, what the heck, take a chance. I mean, I've been playing that year. I mean, that's why I'm 11-3 or whatever I am.
I know
now.
that.
I've been taking chances all year, and it's just been working out my way.
You know what you're doing. I'm not. You know me. I'm not.
Yeah.
But when you take chances, you live by the sword. Sometimes you die by the sword. This time, it kind of came back to bite you a little bit.
Absolutely. So I just thought, you know what? I thought he was going to call run. I thought I'll call run, guess right, and if he goes in run, I'm right there, and maybe I'll get a safety. But and then I get the ball.
Safety.
Yeah, two of them.
Max Crosby get you twice in a game you lose by 1 point. That's crazy.
And that second one, first one, okay, shame on you. But that second one, I'm at like the 6, and I even throw a look in, So I figured I was safe. I wasn't even thinking of a sack because I thought, okay, I'll just throw a look in. I figured he'd call run because I've been running the ball well. And I did not. I mean, a sack just caught me completely unprepared. I was like, oh my gosh.
Changed the game a lot, yeah.
Totally. Changed everything from an 8-point lead. Once that happened, I was like, oh, now he gets a touchdown and I'm done. But what a comeback on his part. He's down 21-0 and just fought. So,
and I made sure to give him full credit for that because I'm a big believer, and I said it on the broadcast. You don't get a comeback like that without damn good dice, but some damn good calls along the way. You can't call a crappy game and make a comeback like that.
No. And I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you noticed on your call, on your radio broadcast, but my when I ended up, well, what about freaking Stevenson? I get a big old gain from him, 17, and then it's taken away on a penalty there at the end. But
penalties derailed your last drive.
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah, but I can't complain because he was getting penalties all day long. So I ended up 760. He ended up 973. So penalties had nothing to do with it. But when I had 4th and 17, it's like, okay, I just got to go long, and it went on his card. Do you know that if that had gone on Mac Jones's card, that's a long gain, right and wrong?
Now, okay, tell me which play that is again.
That was my very last play. My last play, 4th and 17. I got to go long, and he goes 2 men in the zone. He calls pass. It goes on his card. So 2 men in zone. It's incomplete because the roll was a 4. I went and looked at Jones' card. Guessed right, guessed wrong. It would have been a long game. How insane would that have been?
I'll do you another one. You know when you were trying to, I think you were trying to run out the clock, and you had a play where you got, I think you needed 3 or something, but you got a +2 on Snake Eyes on the defensive card on linebacker. And if you had called off tackle, it was +32. And if you called in run, it was +42. Wow. So I totally get. I probably would. I do a lot of linebacker in that situation too for a lot of reasons. But you probably realize that would have been a big gainer for you too.
That would have been nice.
This game had all. It had it all.
Yeah. And I thought for sure when I was driving there at the end and I'm up 31, whatever it was, I'm up 6 and I'm driving down there and I'm in field goal range and I get down to the 2-yard line. I'm like, this is over. I don't even care if I get a touchdown. I kick a field goal, game is over. I'm good, dancing in my seat. And then you never expect the fumble, man. That was like, you got to be kidding me. So anyway,
but what does Chris Berman always say? That's why they play the games.
That's why they play the game.
And it's over.
Yeah. And there's nobody more excited about this win for Las Vegas tonight than you, buddy. Nobody more excited than you. That
the evidence will suggest that's true because I'm the only person that's had a front-facing reaction to the game.
Okay.
But I imagine that the Bengals might also be kind of pleased. I
and
imagine that if I gave old Zach Zalesny a call, he might approve as well. So
absolutely,
I may not be the only one that's pleased.
Very true. Very true. Well, you go do the other games. I got to go get some dinner.
I will.
And
thank you so much for stopping by. And I'm sure. By the way, you have the Bengals this coming week, don't you?
I know I do. Now
you all have the same record. This is going to be interesting. So
it is going to be fun.
We'll look forward to that.
We'll
if I don't talk to you again,
buddy.
have a great Christmas. Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye, Tim.
Yeah, you bet. All right, guys. That was Dennis Young. Tons of credit for coming in with a loss. I like it when coaches come in with a loss because that's not my favorite time to talk to the media, if that makes sense. But give him a lot of credit. Tough loss, and he still came in. So let's go ahead and move along. Let's see what's going on
with our NFC action. Let me get it back to full screen. And we have a 28-10 score, and we must be moments away from kickoff of the other AFC game. Let me do a couple things. Let's close this one. 486-368. The Patriots outgained them. Man, I want to go look at ball possession, see kind of how those drives in the first half compared to second, but we can do that another time. We've got broadcast to do, so let's move on here. And it's just under 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Bears down by 18, but they're in Philly territory. So technically, get a touchdown here. They could cut it to a 2-score game. All right, so let's take a look at. I thought Bengals don't play tonight, right? It's Ravens, Browns. Oh, they're a minute away, so that's right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and check back on that in a little bit. Back to Bears on offense. Here's a hitch on 2nd and 2 to Byron Pringle over the middle, incomplete. Justin Fields doesn't have the greatest card when he's passing, I suppose. Let me get my cards kind of set up here. Those teams aren't playing anymore. And there are the 2 games that are playing. So we're good to go. Justin Fields around the end, and he's got a nice gainer. Plus 15 on 3rd and 2. Caught the defense looking pass, and the Bears roll into the red zone. 1st and 10 of the 17. We mentioned it earlier, but it's worth mentioning again now that we are back. Bears are coached by Mike Martin, who is 1 win away from making the Coach of the Year tournament. And as long as we're on the subject, should have mentioned a moment ago, Coach Paul Conti and the Raiders are now qualified for the Coach of the Year tournament. Bears with a 2nd and 6. Let me double check that real quick. Yes, Raiders win tonight. We'll make them eligible. And if the Bears could come back and beat the Eagles, they would as well be eligible for that tournament. Here's a draw up the middle. And just a 2-yard gain for Herbert. Going to be 3rd and 4 at the Eagles 11. Coach Mike Martin on 3rd down, going to operate out of 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback, David Montgomery. Coach Bruce Mogg has a 4-3 defense out on the field. They're looking run, and it is on 3rd and 4. David Montgomery up the middle, and on his right column, he does pick up 2. He gets half of it. It's 4th and 2 at the 9. And not surprisingly, the Bears are going to go for this full house formation. Safety is up close, showing blitz for the Eagles. Here's an off tackle. Khalil Herbert, defense calls run. And that's going to be a 2-yard loss. That went to the defensive card and rolled a 6 with a man in zone. That's a turnover on downs. Bad break for the Bears. Eagles take over at their own 11. Late 3rd quarter, they're up 18. There's a 1st down, quick slant over the middle. Going to be a 6-yard pickup. Ooh, injury on the play to Lane Johnson. That's not good. Lane Johnson is a right tackle. Pass block 7, run block 6. Literally can't get any better than that. As long as he's back in this game, I don't think Bruce, back next week, I should say. I don't think Bruce will mind. Let's take a look. And indeed, he will be. Eagles are missing 4 players in this game. Everybody but Brandon Graham will be back next week. Bears missing Dante Pettis, Equimenius St. Brown, and Matthew Adams. Bears looking run. It's another quick out pass. And that's going to be incomplete. Linebacker makes the play on linebacker in zone. Credit Nicholas Morrow for making the stop. And here we go. Browns-Ravens are in action. Thank Tim. Here we go. The Browns and Ravens should be a good game. Any game is, technically ripe for a good game or a blowout, but it's a division matchup between teams close to each other in the standings. And they both need it bad. Let's see what happens. We'll set it up in a second as we go. And we're inside of the first minute and a half of this game. Looks like the Browns will have the game's first possession, 1st and 10 right now at their 35. Looks like they're a few plays in. Yep, 2 plays, 10 yards is what we've seen so far. 1st and 10 at the 35. Here's a run off tackle, Nick Chubb. Defense calls run, but it's a 5-yard pickup on the defensive card. Wyatt Tiller springs the block from the guard position. 2nd and 5. Browns at the 40. Browns are coached by Dan Marin. Ravens are coached by John Shoemaker. We'll get to the standings here in a second. 2nd and 5 off tackle. Nick Chubb, defense looking pass. Chubb is dangerous, but it goes to the defensive card, and it's going to be good, though. 16-yard pickup. Chubb got a +6 with a box beside it. Linebackers weren't where they needed to be. And Chubb on his 3rd carry has the Browns across midfield at the Baltimore 44. Browns are also 1 win away from making the Coach of the Year tournament. Looking for the Ravens, they've already been eliminated, so they need the postseason. Looking at the standings, you can see that the Browns began tonight 7-6, just out of the tiebreaker for that wild card spot. And there's all these teams right behind them at 6-7, including the Ravens. So this game is important for both teams in that wild card race, and it's worth mentioning that if they're both in a tiebreaker situation, when the time comes for a wild card, these games are going to be critical. The Browns are 0-4 in the division. Wow. I've forgotten that. That's rough. They've already lost 1 to the Ravens, so that's tough. Browns need this game. They really both do. And a flat pass from Jacoby Brissett is incomplete as Coach Shoemaker had a couple linebackers in zone. 2nd and 10 now. Browns have won 2 of their last 3. Here's a little pass by Jacoby Brissett. And it's going to be a net 9-yard pickup there. Anthony Schwartz on the catch. Makes it 3rd and 1 at the Baltimore 17. So big play coming up here. The Ravens have won 4 of their last 5 to slowly work their way back into the race. They need to stop here. Defense looking run it is. Chubb right up the middle. 3rd and 1. On his card on the right column, he's shut down. Nice stop. 0 is the result. It's 4th and 1 Browns at the 17 of the Ravens. Game's opening drive. He's going to bring out the offense. From here, that field goal, wow, 2 to 8 and 12. So not very good considering how close you are. And with that in mind, and only 1 yard to go, he decides the risk is worth it. Full house formation here by Coach Dan Marin. Ravens out of the 3-4. The defense looking run, but it's a flat pass. Right side to the tight end, incomplete. 2 linebackers in zone. So Coach Shoemaker decided to split the difference. Doubling up on the flats, but calling run. It pays off as he gets the stop with 2 men in the flat, and they take over possession. Ravens now with their first possession of the game, 1st and 10 at their 17. Fourth and 2 for the Bears at the Eagles 6. Big play, and it's going to be just a 1 yard gain as the Eagles stop
the Bears on 4th down inside their 10 for the second time here in the second half. That's 2 of the 3 times in this game that the Bears have failed on 4th down. That's chances you have to take when you're playing a superior carded opponent. So with 12:18 to go, Eagles up 18. We'll keep an eye on this, but it appears that the Eagles are on their way to securing victory. Inside run. J.K. Dobbins going nowhere, but a personal foul on Cleveland. Mark it off. That'll get the Ravens out to the 37, 1st and 10. Let's try to do a little bit of work with the standings between plays so I can kind of know where we're at. 2 tight ends formation here for the Ravens. J.K. Dobbins, the tailback, and it's off tackle Dobbins, and he's going to get 6 on the defensive card of Cleveland. Browns defense rated poor against the run and rated average against the pass. Off tackle J.K. Dobbins, and he's keyed, and it's going to be a 1-yard loss. It actually went to the right column because there were not 2 linebackers in zone. But the 1-yard loss does make it 3rd and 5 for Baltimore. So they're going to face their first 3rd down opportunity of the game. Cleveland failed on their only opportunity so far. And backed it up by failing again on 4th down. And that set up this drive here for Baltimore. 3rd and 5, 3 wide receivers are going to split out. From the slot, it's Demarcus Robinson on a little dump pass and incomplete. Lamar Jackson on his card on right, couldn't hit it. 4th and 5 from their own 42. That's going to bring out Stout for the punt. .46-yard punt going to be fielded back at the 12, and a 2-yard return is going to get it to the 14. Cleveland will take over right there. Let's go ahead and update here. Patriots went to 11-3. Bengals are already at 11-3. Chiefs play tomorrow night against the Texans. Patriots lost to the Raiders, who jumped now to 7-7. I think the Bengals have this tiebreak over the Patriots, but it's irrelevant as those 2 teams go head-to-head next week on our 2-week special. Wow. All right, Browns facing a 2nd and 12. Here's a dump pass. Yak opportunity for Schwartz, and he's going to lose a yard. 3rd and 13. So Chubb loses 2 on 1st down, and Anthony Schwartz loses another on 2nd down. It's 3rd and 13 at their own 11. Coach Marin splits out 3 wide receivers. Chubb still the tailback. Brissett will operate from under center. And the Ravens are going to operate out of the deep dime, and so you can get a free run if you want to try, and that's what we're going to get. Off tackle, Nick Chubb looking for the wrong column on his card. And it's going to go to the defensive card, and it's going to be a short gain. Nick Chubb hits it. And on 3rd and 13, it's going to be stopped after a 16-yard run. Wow. I can only assume that he was fine giving Chubb that opportunity. Otherwise, you probably don't go to the 3-2-6. 1st and 10 now, Browns. After that big play, converting on 3rd down, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. Back to pass, and looking deep is Jacoby Brissett. Defense did guess pass. And it's going to be a dump off. This one's going to the tight end, Njoku, and Njoku's got the catch, and he's got good yardage out across midfield, actually brought down right at the 50. That's a pick of a 23 on the defensive card. The Browns, 1st and 10 right at midfield. Ravens defense ranks excellent against the run, poor against the pass. Further note about that momentarily. And back to pass, looking deep again and incomplete. Going back-to-back deep to Donovan Peoples-Jones. This one had the interception split roll on the defensive card. About that defensive card, I said a second ago, I mentioned about their poor pass defense. That pass defense looks pretty good in the short zone. There's a couple of incompletions there. The reason their pass defense is rated poor is because of that long zone. With one man, if you're seeing it on the card here, you got a plus 31 and a plus 30 sitting there as extra opportunities. So I don't know. The Browns are a team that throws deep a lot. Actually, I think they are now that I think about it, because I know Jacoby Brissett's one of the leaders of yards per attempt. Brissett's had a good year for Dan Marin. Penalty wiped out that last play, by the way. Defense was offside, so it's 1st and 5 now, Cleveland, at the Baltimore 45. Eagles now almost to the red zone, up 18 with under 7 minutes to go. Nick Chubb off tackle, and he's got 6 yards and a first down. 5 on the white die, beats the nose tackle, Broderick Washington. Move the sticks. The Browns are now at the Baltimore 39. Browns looking for their first division win of the year, as we referenced earlier. They're going to need wins because that division record, they need to stay ahead of these other division teams because they're going to lose tiebreakers to them in all the wild card situations if they're tied with Baltimore or Pittsburgh. Looking pass is incomplete. Brissett was targeting Amari Cooper. Second down and 10 now. 3 wide receivers split out. And here comes a quick slant over the middle to Njoku. To the defensive card we go, and it's going to be just a 2-yard pickup on a split roll. And that's going to make it 3rd and 8. They are at the Baltimore 37. From right here, it's a 2 through 6 and 12. Field goal range actually goes all the way out to the 41. So not a lot of variable risk there. That 2 through 6 and 12 goes to a 2 to 8 and 12 if he gets to the next zone. 3 wide receivers splitting out again here for the Browns. Safety up close showing blitz out of the nickel here for John Shoemaker. Here's a screen pass, linebacker in zone. And on the defensive card, it's going to be a +4. There is a penalty and Baltimore flag for a personal foul. Just what the Browns ordered as that marches them into the red zone. 1st and 10 now at the 18-yard line of Baltimore. Browns were into the red zone earlier, but failed to convert on both a 3rd and 1 and a 4th and 1. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Ravens out of the nickel. Defense looks run, but it's a little button hook over the middle. Chubb out of the backfield is the target, and Chubb to the defensive cards got himself a 9-yard pickup. 6 on the white die made that a 0-man result, and we have a 2nd and 1 at the Baltimore 9. That'll put the linebackers on the line of scrimmage. Eagles with a 2nd and goal on the 5, and it's going to be Gainwell up the middle, and he's in for a touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell has just put the Philadelphia Eagles up with the extra point pending, 34-10. Extra point is good, and with under 3 minutes to go, the Eagles on the road are routing the Bears 35-10. And for Kenneth Gainwell, that is his 19th rushing touchdown of the year.
ties Leonard Fournette for the USFFL lead. Browns with a 1st and goal on the 4 right now. Full house formation. Defense out of the nickel blitz. Defense looks run, but it's a short pass right into that nickel. Going after Amari Cooper. It's a no good, incomplete. 4 men in the zone was the difference there for Coach Shoemaker. Second time in the game we've seen him cross you up with kind of a split on the defensive call. Pass formation and a run call. Full house again here from the Browns. 2nd and goal at the 4. Back to pass again is Brissett. Short, and it's caught. Touchdown. Amari Cooper's got it. Ravens again looking to run, and Jacoby Brissett dials it up to Cooper, his 2nd catch of the game. This one a touchdown of 11 yards. I'm sorry, a touchdown of 4 yards. Extra point is good. Cade York hits it, and with 1:48 to go here in the first quarter, the Browns draw first blood. They're up on the Ravens at home, 7-0. Let's pop back in over here. 2-minute warning. Bears burning a timeout. Misspell there. And a draw on that last play. Looks like not going to call a timeout this time. So we're down to 1 minute, 30 seconds there. We'll keep an eye on it because we want to make sure the coaches know they're invited to come on and talk about the game, particularly since the other game was so amazing that I didn't see much of that one. There's a quick slant over the middle, and Mark Andrews has got it. A pick up a 14. Caught the defense looking to run, and Mark Andrews on receiver result, wrong column. Plenty of ways to hurt you, and he does there. Ravens now out to the 39, 1st and 10. Here's a dump pass, left side. Receiver is double teamed and incomplete. Good call there by Coach Dan Marin as he had his safety all over Devin Duvernay. That breaks it up, 2nd down and 10. Lamar Jackson, 1 for 3 so far. Kenyon Drake, the tailback now for the Ravens out of the 2 tight end set. Safety Johnson up close showing blitz. The defense calls run, though, and it's a short pass, incomplete. Penalty on the play. That's going to be holding against the offense. So is he going to take it? He does. 2nd and 20. I thought he might look at a 3rd and 10, but I get it. I usually take the 2nd and 20 as well in most situations. So Ravens 2nd and 20 now at their own 29 after that penalty. In the NFC, we have invited both coaches on to the broadcast for postgame. We always say no pressure because not everybody's up for that. It's important we respect that. So, 2nd and 20 here for Baltimore. Drake stays in the game. Browns out of the nickel. Here comes a screen pass. Defense was guessing run on 2nd and 20, so an opportunity here, and it's going to be a good opportunity. +6 from the quarterback, and yak for Kenyon Drake is going to add 10 more, and that's a 16-yard net, so that sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 5. Kind of risky there for Coach. It seems like an interesting choice to, well, you know, I say that, but I get it. Probably you got to worry about Lamar Jackson. And so I can see call and run in a lot of other situations, and I need to factor that in. Here's 3rd and 5. 2 tight ends set for the Ravens.
Neither is Mark Andrews, who splits out wide. Defense looking run. It's another screen. This one's going to Kenyon Drake again on the defensive card. Drake's good. First down yardage across the 50 and brought down at the Cleveland 43. 6 on the white die. Set that to the zero-man column. Pick up a 13. We've reached the end of the second quarter. I'm sorry, the end of the first quarter in Cleveland. Browns are up at home, 7-0, but the Ravens are driving. Inside run, J.K. Dobbins, and he's got room, and he's into the secondary. Big pickup, 19 yards. Tackled at the 24. Taking advantage of that poor run defense. Got a short gain on the defensive card on 7 and a really nice secondary roll on that short gain chart. 19-yard pickup for Dobbins makes it 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 24. Eight seconds left in Chicago. And they're 3rd and goal at the 1. Mike Martin still pressing the buttons. I don't blame him. Round safety up close, showing blitz here on 1st and 10. 2 tight end set. Dobbins the tailback. Defense looking pass, but it's run. Off tackle, Dobbins, and he's going to get just 3 yards. Defensive card just missed that short gain that time, 2nd and 7. One second left in Chicago. Let's stay right here. 4th and goal at the 1. Final play. Bears looking to get in there. Here comes the sneak. Defense calls run. Can we get the touchdown? Come on, Mikey. Let's give it to him. And he's in there. Touchdown. So the final play of the game, the Bears cross the goal line, make the score a little more respectable. The Eagles are going to walk away with a victory. Now back in Cleveland, Baltimore with a 2nd and 7. And again, safety Josh Johnson up close. I said Josh, I meant John Johnson. Safety's double teaming to Marcus Robinson, but here comes a deep ball, and that's going to Mark Andrews, and he's got the catch. And Andrews is in the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens. 21-yard TD strike. Lamar Jackson hits Mark Andrews, and that one you would think with 0 men back there, that might have been where he took advantage. He did hit the 0-man column on the defensive card, but the result was receiver with the crosshair. The safety was blitzing, and that was the difference. Free long gain and a 21-yard touchdown strike. Extra point by Justin Tucker, and this game is all knotted up. That's 7 apiece. 13:30 to go, second quarter. Looks like the Bears completed a 2-point conversion. Final score in Chicago. Bears lose at home to the Eagles 35-18. Congratulations goes out to Bruce Mogg for the victory. After a touchback, Browns will take over. 1st and 10 at their 25. Now in a tie game. The USFFL nightcap. As we welcome Bruce to the stage. Bruce, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Good, thanks.
All right. So, hey, I'm going to be very honest with you. The Patriots-Raiders game went crazy. I mean, crazy. In a way that I didn't see a lot of your game. That ball game came down to crazy shit. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
So, tell me, I know the guy. I was keeping an eye. We peeked in here and there. But, you got a lead early. I didn't see a lot of it. Talk to me about what happened and how you ushered control and walked out there with a win tonight.
The score looked lopsided, but it wasn't so lopsided. A couple big turning points, I thought. Hurts threw 2 interceptions, which gave him good field position. Missed field goal on 2-11 for Chicago, and 2 4th down gambles. He didn't make it for Chicago. That was a big turning point. Those are 3 potential scores that he didn't get that would have made it a lot closer than it was. So,
yeah, interesting that you say that, because I feel like I didn't watch too much of this game, but I think I actually saw almost all those. I saw 2 of the 3 4th down conversions he tried. I saw the missed field goal, called that shank.
Yeah.
I saw your interception too. I think I saw pretty much all that. So that's kind of interesting. But looks like you, yeah, you're right. You only outgained him by 5 yards in this game. That's interesting.
Yeah, and he did hit the 61-yard must run with Justin Fields, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
And yeah, I think that's where he ended up missing the field goal. Was on that 2-11 field goal on that drive. But yeah, a tough team to coach. Like they're good against the run, or sorry, bad against the run, good against the pass, but it's kind of one-dimensional. If he doesn't get his running game going, it's pretty tough to play with Chicago. So, as I say, those
Justin
3
Fields
plays were turning
he's kind of like Lamar. He's a weapon that you just have to account for all the time, and it does make things difficult, no doubt about it. So, looks like you improve after that one to 11-3.
I think I got the. No, I think I have the division now.
Well, you know what? Let's take a look. I think you do.
Dallas lost today, so all I can get is 10 wins. I think.
Yeah, so you are now 11-3. Worst you can be is 11-6. He's now 7-7. So the best he can be is 10-7. Congratulations! You're absolutely right. You have won the division and guaranteed yourself a home playoff game, Bruce. Thanks for catching that.
Yeah. Although I won't be here for it, but there you go. So.
Okay. Well, you do have the Cowboys coming up next.
Yeah.
So it's probably got to feel good to have clinched it beforehand.
Definitely.
What about the odds of catching San Francisco? Do you feel like any shot there? I'll have to look at San Francisco's schedule, I guess, to think about that.
I doubt it. They're a pretty good team, so I'm not sure where we'd sit with a tiebreaker because we never played each other during the regular season. So what's the next tiebreaker? Is it conference record or?
Yeah, after head-to-head, it should be conference record. They're currently 9-1.
Okay, all right.
And so that one, they still have Commanders and Cardinals to go against that. This would put you at 7-2. You only have one more conference loss than he does. After that, it would get complicated, but clearly an uphill battle for you. But you've definitely guaranteed you're going to be in the dance. Your Super Bowl carded team will be there, and we'll be there to cover it. Congratulations on a big win tonight, buddy.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for broadcasting again.
Yeah, I love it. We'll keep going as we wait to see who walks away with the Harlan McLean Trophy.
Okay, I'll maybe go watch that Raiders game. You said it was pretty good. So
I'm going to tell you, that was the craziest game I think I've ever called.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, you'll want to check it out. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let you go and get back to the game. Yep. Thanks again for popping in, Bruce. If I don't talk to you, Merry Christmas to you. He probably heard that. We'll go ahead and assume he did. All right, let's go ahead, go back full screen, and let's get back to our only remaining game. Join in progress. Browns with possession in a tie game, and there's a 4-yard flat pass to Njoku, his third catch of the game. The Browns are going to be staring at a 3rd and 6 just inside of Baltimore territory at the 46-yard line. Both teams 50% so far on third downs. Browns are 2 out of 4. They'll split out 3 wide receivers. They're going to run for it. And defense sniffed it out. They're calling run. Chubb up the middle, and he's going to get 2. There is a penalty, and it's on the offense. And Baltimore accepts the penalty. That's interesting. So rather than 4th and 4, they're going to back them up. It's 3rd and 16. Cleveland now back across midfield at their own 44. I get it. Although the coach himself, John Shoemaker, says questioning that call. Maybe he's not, I'm not sure, but I think he's maybe second guessing himself about not accepting the 4th and 4. Here comes the 3rd and 16. Browns are going to split out 3 wide receivers. Chubb's the tailback. And deep dime showing here from the Ravens. So Shoemaker again going to go ahead and on 3rd and 16 offer the run wrong column to Nick Chubb. And here it comes, off tackle Nick Chubb. Hoping to get it on his card on 3rd and 16. Chubb. And he's not going to get it. 2-yard gain. And that was, by the way, because of the 3 wide receivers. The one on the white dime moved that to the right column. Had it not done that, just 3 yards. Wouldn't have been there, but nevertheless, 4th and 14 now, and this time the Browns definitely are going to punt. From 54 yards away. And a coffin corner here from Bajorquez. And a boomer. That may not even get out. It does go right to the end zone. He rolled snake eyes. That reads plus 76, and coffin corner didn't help. So the Ravens will take over at the 20. 9:18 remaining before halftime. We're all tied up at 7. Ravens will come out again in the 2 tight end set. J.K. Dobbins, the tailback. Ravens, as we mentioned earlier, have gotten hot here late in the season to work their way back into a playoff relevancy after a rough early start to the season. Browns guessing run and doubling the flats. Here comes a short pass, and it's no good. So good call offensively by John Shoemaker, but Lamar Jackson on his card on wrong, incomplete. And on right, that would have been a must run. I point that out because sometimes with Lamar, you got to remember short pass right isn't always better than short pass wrong. I mean, it is, but it is definitely a different calculus. Let's put it that way. 2nd and 10 now. Safety showing blitz for the Browns. And here comes a run up the middle, and it's going to be just a 2-yard gain. Browns did call run, but that wasn't a factor here, as on the defensive guard, left guard failed to make the block. Ben Powers needed to be a 6. He's only a 5, so 3rd down and 8. Said he's a 5. I stand corrected. He's a 0 on run block. Was looking at the wrong guard. 3rd down and 8 here for Baltimore. 3 wide receivers are going to split out. Lamar Jackson operates out of the pistol. In the backfield with him, the 2nd tight end, Isaiah Likely. And once again, Coach Marin brings that safety, John Johnson, up close. Out of the 4-2-5. Wow. It's an all-out blitz, short pass, and here comes the sack. Great call by the defense. Abandoned the flats, blitzed everyone, and Chase Winovich with a big sack, loss of 10 on the play. Ravens going to have to punt from back at their 12. Gamble pays off for Coach Marin. There's a good punt from Jordan Stout, 55-yarder, fielded at the 33 by Demetric Felton. And he's going to put it on the ground. He loses it. It's loose. Let's see who's got it. And that is going to be recovered by the Browns. So they fall on their mistake. Grant Delpit recovers the ball. No one happier to see that than Demetric Felton, with the possible exception of Dan Marin. Browns will take over possession, 1st and 10 at their own 30. Halfway through the 2nd quarter, still tied at 7. First down, flat pass to tight end Njoku. And it's going to be receiver opportunity, no good. Njoku's got a really nice flat pass card, but misses it there, 2nd and 10. We've seen a lot of J.K. Dobbins tonight for the Ravens. I noticed that Gus Edwards is out with injury. So that's part of it. It's the Browns on offense now, 2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers split out, and we've got a same play call. Quick out pass, right back to Njoku. And that's going to lose a yard. Brissett on his card, double 6s. Nothing doing. So 3rd and 11 for the Browns. They're going to split out 3 wide receivers. Schwartz is on the field as the slot. Ravens out of the nickel here. 3rd straight play call. Quick out. Tight end. Njoku. There is a linebacker in zone. It's going to be a 7-yard pickup. That's going to leave him short. 4th and 4. Brissett on his card got a +7. But they're going to be forced to punt here from their own 36. Wow. And from 64 yards away, it's a coffin corner punt that goes out of bounds at the Baltimore 26. Jorquez is a good punter to be certain, but I'm not sure I'd have coffin cornered that. Nevertheless, 1st and 10 Ravens at their own 26. Once again, there's the AFC North standings. The Ravens, currently in 3rd place, would pass the Browns and move into 2nd place in the division. They're not going to win the division, but trust me when I tell you, if you're not going to win the division, you definitely want to have the tiebreaker over your other division teams. Off tackle run, J.K. Dobbins, and it's going to be good for 3 only. But a penalty on the defense. They were offside, so forget the run. Mark off 5 yards. 1st and 5 at the 31, and Coach Shoemaker will take that with his main running back out, and Dobbins only carded for 92 carries. Of course, you always have Lamar Jackson as well and his 112 rush attempts. There's a 1st down button hook over the middle, linebacker in zones to the tailback Dobbins. And Dobbins is going to beat the linebacker for a short gain. Nice pickup of 15 there. Grant Delpit makes the tackle. It was linebacker Deion Jones who failed to meet the demands of the 5 on the white die. Ravens now out near midfield, 1st and 10 at the 46. Blocking back formation, Dobbins the tailback, Ricard in front of him. Battering ram of a fullback. Here's a run up the middle and 5-yard pickup for Dobbins. That on the defensive card, 2nd and 5. Dobbins on the year, 58 carries, but I imagine he's going to get a lion's share today. Defense looking run. Here comes a deep pass into a run set, but it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by the Browns. That is picked off for the Cleveland Browns at their own 21. Denzel Ward returns it for 4 yards. Lamar Jackson with the pick on long pass wrong. And rolled the interception on his own card. So bad break for Coach Shoemaker. Browns take over at their own 25. 4.5 minutes remains before halftime. Still tied at 7. Browns start this drive with a flat pass to Anthony Schwartz. Went to the zone. The linebacker is there. And it's going to be a yak opportunity for Schwartz, and he's going to get nothing. In fact, he loses a yard. Second down and 11. So the Ravens commit the game's first turnover. A nice break for a Browns team who was not looking for the long pass there. Anthony Schwartz back on the field in the slot. 3 wide receivers set. Defense looking to run, but it's going to be a screen. Going to Chubb. He's attacking a 0-rated linebacker. And it's going to be a receiver opportunity. Chubb's got it, and he's got himself good yardage. Up ahead for 14 and a 1st down on 2nd and 11. Defense was looking run there. They had Chubb right, but it was a little dump pass. Browns now to the 38. As Brissett goes over 100 yards passing now for Cleveland. Brissett back to pass again. He's looking deep. He's going to Donovan Peoples-Jones. Receiver opportunity, and he's got it. Pick up a 28. Inside the 40 and tackled at the Baltimore 34. Mentioned earlier, we might see the Browns going deep with some regularity today. Ravens pass defense card. Not the best in that deep zone. First catch on the day by Peoples-Jones. There's a 1st down screen pass, all out blitz by the defense, so no one's home. This one's going to Amari Cooper. Browns won it on the defensive card, and it goes to the defensive card. Nice pickup, 13 yards, Cooper. His 4th catch of the game. Browns 1st and 10 at the 21. As the clock ticks now down close to the 2-minute warning. The 21-yard line, 2 tight end set for the Browns here. There's a 1st down run up the middle. Nick Chubb into a pass defense. Chubb looking for his card, wrong column. Instead, he goes to the defense. He's going to get 6 yards, beating the nose tackle. Broderick Washington, for the 2nd time in the game that I've seen, fails to meet the demands of the white die. 2nd and 4 at the 15 now. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Ravens and Browns are tied at 7 apiece. Browns knocking on the door. Right back to the 2 tight end set. Ravens safety up close showing blitz. That's Marcus Williams, but he'll double the flats. Both flats doubled, but they're calling run, and it is. Pitch out Chubb, and he's going to get 2 yards. Chubb went to the defensive card, 0 men in zone, but just wasn't much doing there. Baltimore again. With a run defense, rated excellent. Comes through there, sets up this 3rd and 2. Minute and a half and counting. Nobody's used a timeout. 3rd and 2 at the 13 for Cleveland. Chubb is the single setback. Defense looks run it is. Chubb right up the middle. Needs 2 for the 1st down on his card. And he's brought down right away. Tackle on the play by the aforementioned Broderick Washington. Baltimore burns a timeout, stopping the clock at 1:22. Browns are 4th and 2 now at the 13. This time they're bringing on the field goal kicker, and he's got it. Cade York, 2 through 8 and 12, rolls the 7, and the field goal is good. Browns are now up 10-7 with 1:15 to go. The ensuing kickoff is a touchback. Ravens will start from their own 25. Mentioned the Ravens won the earlier matchup between these two teams. Half a season ago, Ravens were on top at the end of the game, 31-21. They trail right now on the road in this matchup, 10-7. Kenyon Drake, the tailback for Baltimore. Defense calls run, and it's Lamar going around the edge, and he's going to get nothing. Nice call defensively. That was snake eyes on end run for Lamar Jackson. Defense called run to make it a 0 instead of plus 38. Whew. And looking at that end run wrong card is frightening. 2nd and 10. Credit Dan Morin with a great call at a great time there. 4-2-5 blitz shown here from Cleveland. Ravens out of the 2 tight end set. Back to pass is Lamar. He's looking deep for Duvernay. He is double teamed by the linebacker, so he's going to be flushed, and he's looking for another target. This one's going in the flat to DeMarcus Robinson. And on a defensive card, Robinson's got a 7-yard pickup. 0 men in zone on that all-out blitz. Third and 3 now. Baltimore takes its 2nd timeout. That at the 1-minute mark. Just before halftime here. Kenyon Drake, the tailback, in a 2 tight end set for Baltimore. Coach Morin responds on 3rd and 3 with a nickel defense. Back to pass, looking deep, going to Isaiah Likely, and it's going to be a must run on Lamar's card, and he's going to get himself a first down on that. 12 yards. He is tackled inbounds at the Baltimore 44, so we might see the Ravens use another timeout here. It would be their last one. And indeed they do. Stops the clock. 52 seconds remaining. Don't forget, Justin Tucker's got himself a leg here. Range out to the 41 is 2 through 8. Still 52 seconds left. No timeouts. Same offensive formation. Drake the tailback. Here's a first down screen pass. Kenyon Drake, and incomplete. Lamar Jackson found us an empty spot on his card. 2nd and 10. Ravens only down 3. Lamar Jackson still has 12 rushes until his next fatigue level. So he gets 14. He's only used 2. So that tells me that Coach Shoemaker has elected to save a lot of Lamar's flexibility, shall we say, for the second half. Although you gotta worry about it here. He does need field goal range, 45 seconds and no timeouts. 2nd and 10, their own 44. 2 tight end set, but the Browns are going to operate out of a 4-1-6. So just one linebacker there. That forces a pass call. And here's the end run, Lamar Jackson, and he's going to be brought down. Pick up a 4. And how about that? That should have been a 2-yard loss unless the tight end blocks a 6. Mark Andrews does. I didn't know that. So that's a 4-yard gain. Sets up 3rd and 6. He did get out of bounds. So 3rd and 6 at the Baltimore 48. Only 37 seconds remain. They still need 10, 12 yards to get into field goal range. No running backs on the field here on 3rd and 6. Lamar out of the pistol. 3 wide receivers, 1 fullback. Defense looks pass. It is. Back to pass looking short. He's going to Andrews. Receiver opportunity, and it's no good. Mark Andrews on short pass right. Cannot find what he's looking for. 4th and 6 Ravens at their own 48. And with 30 seconds, here comes the punt. That's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line and a 6-yard return from Peoples-Jones. File away this morsel. Peoples-Jones has a touchdown of 3 on that punt return card. But the Browns take a knee here on their first play, and we've reached halftime here in Cleveland. The Browns up on top on the Ravens, 10-7. And the Browns have asked for 2 minutes at halftime. So we got a little bit of a break here. Kick the cat off of my chest, and let's set up. Let's do a little update here on what we also saw tonight. So the Eagles, as we saw, beat the Bears. They will improve to 11-3. And as mentioned, for those who might have missed the interview, we did get a post-game interview with Coach Bruce Mogg, who was the first to confirm, my apologies, that they have now won the NFC East. And the Eagles have clinched themselves a home playoff game. Adding a little water there. The Bears. And the Bears. It looks bad, but remember, they are carded as a 3-win team. Mike still remains 1 win away from the postseason, from the Coach of the Year tournament, postseason. Fingers tonight.
Patriots fell to 11-3. Lost to the Raiders. That makes them 7-2. And Las Vegas has improved to 7-7. Big conference win. And that's at least 3 of the last 4 victories for the Raiders. And for those who might have missed it being mentioned on the broadcast, that being the 7th win for the Raiders, they are now officially eligible. They don't make the USFFL playoffs, the Raiders. And Paul Conti, congratulations to him as he's clinched his spot in that postseason one way or another. I hear the kickoff in the second half will mark the Eagles as well, Coach of the Year. Not that it's necessarily relevant. Here we go, folks. Second half action. AFC Northern Division. 6-7 Ravens at the 7-6 Browns. And the Ravens trailing by 3 get the opening possession of the second half from their 21. And here comes the safety, John Johnson, showing blitz again. Coach Dan Marin keeping his free safety active. He's looking past, but it's a run. Kenyon Drake around the edge, and he's got 4. Browns had a linebacker in that zone. Saved him just 1 yard. 2nd and 6. Drake again out of the 2 tight end set. Here comes another run up the middle for Drake, and that's going to go for just 2. Ben Powers again fails to make the block from the left guard position. Instead of springing for a first down, it's now 3rd and 4. Same formation offensively. Drake the tailback. Browns out of the 4-3. Here's the call. Shoemaker going to do a square out pass to Marcus Robinson. And it's going to be a yak opportunity. Robinson needs 4, and he's only going to get 1. Marcus Robinson not blessed with the greatest of yak. And that makes it 4th and 3 at the 28. Ravens are going to have to punt. And a nice booming punt, 59 yards. That's inside the 15. And a fair catch by Demetric Felton at the 13. So, Browns defense makes quick work of the opening drive of the second half for Baltimore. And the Browns take over now at their own 13-yard line. The Browns have one more win than the Ravens, but as we mentioned, the Browns could struggle in tiebreakers, both their 0-4 division record and their 4-6 record in the conference. Here's a first down run off tackle. This one to Kareem Hunt. So the Browns come out with Kareem Hunt showing first here in the second half. Oh, and that's going to be a 4-yard gain. I hate to look. He got double 6s. Kareem Hunt would have just been +6. So I don't have to look and see what Chubb would have had, but it's a 4-yard pickup for Kareem Hunt, his first carry of this game. And he'll stay in the game here on this 2nd and 6. Nick Chubb getting a breather on the game's first possession of the second half for the Browns. Browns split out 3 wide receivers. Defense in the nickel. And here comes a run off tackle. The defense look and run. Kareem Hunt on the right column. He's going to lose 2 yards. Credit Coach John Shoemaker for that one. Nice call. Makes it 3rd and 8.
Offense is having a little trouble getting uncorked here in this 10-7 game. 3rd and 8 at the 15. 3 wide receivers again for the Browns. Got to wonder if Brissett might look long here, thinking that on 3rd and 8, maybe he pulls up the safety. Instead, it's going to be a run. Off tackle, Chubb needs 8 on 3rd and 8. To the defensive car we go, and Chubb's got himself a first down. Chubb for 16. He got +6 on the defensive card, but it was accompanied by a box. Missing linebacker in that middle zone. And that springs it for another 10. So big 3rd down run there for Chubb. And I think that's the 2nd time he's hit that box on 3rd and long. Chubb now 16 carries, 89 yards in this game. Browns out to the 31-yard line now. If we're not frozen, we're definitely moving at a slow pace here. But I get it. Close game. We'll give it a second longer here before I validate. Well, what happens when I type ask if they're frozen and I don't even see my chat? That usually means it's me, not them. So let's go ahead and jump back out here and see if we can't get that game number and get back in. I just realized that message from Jeff that I didn't look at might be celebrating the New England loss tonight. Let's see here. But I try to make it a policy to not to look at anybody's chats to me during a broadcast. We're not getting connected, it looks like. So maybe they are having technical difficulties. Let's do a couple things here while we try. First thing I want to do, let's make sure I don't still have the game up somewhere else. It doesn't look like I do. We'll try one more time, then I'll be reaching out to the coaches to try to validate if I need another game number. Here it comes. I can see he's typing, and there's our game number. Give me just a second here. Let's see. And we're back. Resetting. Browns facing a 2nd and 3 at their own 38. Off tackle Nick Chubb, and he's going to have himself a nice gain, 16 yards again. That's for the third time he's taken advantage of that box. On the defensive card, Chubb goes over 100 yards rushing in this game. Now into Baltimore territory at the 46. 3 wide receivers splitting out here for Cleveland. Here's a little flat pass, right side. There are 2 men in zone, but it goes to the quarterback card, and it's going to be a 2-yard pickup to Njoku. Credit to Coach Shoemaker for doubling up the flat. But on the offensive card, Brissett gets away with a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. Browns right back to a 3 wide receiver set. Here comes a 2nd and 8 screen, and Chubb's got the catch, and he's good. First down yardage inside the 35 to the 31 of Baltimore. 6 on the white die. Took that to the 0-man column. And a big first down for Cleveland. Jacoby Brissett now 20 for 27 on the day. 172 total yards. Brissett among the league leaders in passing efficiency this season. Kareem Hunt back on the field. And here's a square out to Cooper, and Coop's got it. 10-yard pickup. Hit the 0-man column again on that flat pass. 1st and 10 now. Browns at the 21. They're clearly in field goal range, but again, if you want better than a 2 through 8 and 12, the Browns need to get to the 12-yard line. Not a good deep kicker. First down run, Kareem Hunt, and he's brought down right away. Roquan Smith's got him. Pickup of just 1. Good call from Coach Shoemaker. Coach Marin splits out 3 wide receivers again. Ravens out of the nickel. Chubb back in the game at tailback. Defense looking run. Here comes the pass. Short and incomplete. Jacoby Brissett on his card on a 7. Barely misses all the completions. And that makes it 3rd and 9 at the 20. We mentioned Brissett among the league leaders in passing. His QB rating, 94.5. Not long ago, he had the 3rd best QB rating. It's now 9th, but he's still top 10 there. 3rd and 9, back to pass, looking short and incomplete. The defense gets run on 3rd and 9, so a great opportunity for the Browns, but 4 men on the defensive card. He rolled the interception split roll and almost got the pickoff. But here comes a 37-yard field goal attempt on 4th and 9. Cade York is up and just good. 2 through 8 and 12. He rolls the 8 and slips it in through the uprights. The Browns move ahead 13-7. Ravens take a touchback on the ensuing kickoff. And they'll start at their 25-yard line. Two tight end formation here. Kenyon Drake, the tailback. Here's a little dump pass to Mark Andrews and a yak opportunity for him. And Mark Andrews has got good yardage. Pickup of 15 total yards. Lamar Jackson gave him 2 of them. But Mark Andrews did the lion's share of the work with his C-rated yak. So a pretty damn good roll there. Ravens 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's a button hook over the middle. 2-man in zone and incomplete. Coach Marin had a couple linebackers there, and it went to the defensive card. That was the difference. He called run defensively, so good break on the dice for him. Ravens now 2nd and 10. And here comes John Johnson up close, showing blitz again for Cleveland. Ravens out of the 2 tight end set. Still with Drake at tailback. Coach Marin, I've seen him today showing blitz and calling run, and indeed he does it again here. It's a pitch out to Drake, and he's going to lose a yard. Credit to the coach for calling run defensively, which was the correct call, but the 1-yard loss was the result of a defensive end. Myles Garrett makes the stop there for a 1-yard loss. It's 3rd and 11 Ravens. Myles Garrett with his 6 rating beats that 5 on the white die. Here's a deep ball and incomplete. That was to Deshaun Jackson. Defense called pass, but there were plenty of must-run opportunities there. Missed them all. And so it's 4th and 11. Here comes the punter, Jordan Stout. 55-yard boot, and it's going to roll 10 more yards on top of that. And that's going to carry all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So Cleveland will take over at their 20-yard line. They're currently up 13-7, 5 minutes, 6 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Browns come out with 3 wide receivers. It's again Kareem Hunt. Staff in the backfield right now. Here's a 1st down pass play, screen to Hunt. There's 2 linebackers in that zone, but it's on Brissett's card and a yak opportunity for Hunt. He's got the catch and good yardage. 1st down out across the 30 to the 32. Hunt's first catch of the day. Three wide receivers on the field here. Still Kareem Hunt. Ravens looking pass, but it's a pitch out. Hunt going for the edge, left side. The defensive card we go, and it's just 2 yards. Ravens, excellent rated run defense. Shining again, 2nd and 8. Kareem Hunt's been spelling Chubb, but not with the same effectivity. 4 carries, 5 yards. 2nd and 8, Chubb is back in the game. Still 3 wide receivers for the Browns. Coach Shoemaker's got the nickel defense out there for Baltimore. There's a look-in pass over the middle, and it's caught. Schwartz has it, and 1st down yardage across midfield. And actually, I said across midfield, not quite. It's out to the 47 of Cleveland. Pick up a 13 there. As Jacoby Brissett goes over 200 yards passing on the day. Chubb's out. Hunt's back in. Chubb had 16 first half carries, and in the second half, Kareem Hunt's trying to spell him a little bit here. Here's an off tackle, Kareem Hunt to the defensive card, and it's going to be good for 6. Nose tackle Broderick Washington for the 3rd time in the game. Can't meet the white dice demands and gives up a run, 2nd and 4. 3 wide receivers split out again. Hunt's the tailback. Ravens will stay in a nickel here. Defense looking run, but it's a flat pass to Schwartz from the slot. He's got it. 1st down yardage inside the 40 at the Baltimore 38, a pickup of 9. 6 catches, 36 yards for Schwartz in this game. Some chain movers.
And Cleveland up by 6 already in field goal range. Back to pass, Brissett looking for a dump over the middle. Tailback Hunt has it. Yak opportunity for him. And Hunt on his card getting the yak for a 10-yard gain and a first down. Kareem Hunt with his B-rated yak coming through there. Now from the 28-yard line of Baltimore. 3 wide receivers split out here. It's a flat pass, empty zone to Schwartz again from the slot, and that's incomplete. Bad break for the Browns. It was an empty zone, and it did go to the defensive zero-man column. That's good news, but the Browns hit the receiver result, and even in the wrong column, Schwartz couldn't make the catch. It's 2nd and 10. Right back to 3 wide receivers, and safety Marcus Williams coming up close, showing blitz for the Ravens. All-out blitz from the defense. It's a draw. Chubb to the defensive card, and this time he is brought down by the nose tackle Broderick Washington as finally the white die reading comes up 4. Washington makes the stop for that reason, and it's 3rd and 10 at the 28. From right here, a field goal is 2 through 8 and 12. Safety up close showing blitz again for the Ravens on this 3rd and 10. Defense looks run. It's a button hook. Chubb over the middle. He's got the catch, and he's got 10 yards and a first down for Cleveland. Move the sticks again. Final moment of the 3rd quarter. Cleveland now in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 18. Cleveland struggling in the red zone today. 10 for 21, just 48%. 3 opportunities. They've gotten just a touchdown and a field goal. Here's a pitch out to Nick Chubb, and he's going to lose 4 yards. Linebacker Jason Pierre-Paul making the tackle on the linebacker in zone result. 4 on the white die. Didn't help Cleveland at all. 2nd and 14. 2 tight ends. Nickel blitz from the defense. Here's a pitch out to Chubb again, and he's got 5 yards. That time Chubb got the rare look at his wrong column, but pick up a 5, not enough, but it does get him into short pass territory for a 3rd down conversion. 3rd and 9 at the Baltimore 17. 3 wide receivers split out again. Ravens safety Marcus Williams is going to show blitz one more time. Cleveland 4 of 10 tonight on 3rd downs. Wow, I just noticed something big. Cleveland's defense playing better than I thought. Here's a flat pass to Njoku on 3rd and 9 and incomplete. Njoku on the defensive card got an interception split roll. Didn't get the snake eyes or box cars, so we've got a 4th and 9 at the 17. Here comes Cade York. This field goal, despite being that close, is just 2 through 8 and 12. Big points here, trying to extend from a 6-point lead to a 9-point lead. Here's the kick from York, and he's got it. Rolls a 6. And the Cleveland Browns at the 14:06 mark of the 4th quarter have opened up a 2-score lead on Baltimore, 16-7. I mentioned a second ago that the Ravens, I didn't realize they've been struggling on offense quite as bad as they have, as they're about to look at a touchback here. 8 yards deep. I think they'll down that. And they indeed return it. I forgot Duvernay's got a touchdown there as well. Didn't roll it. But he took the chance and paid the price. Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their 12 because that was a deep kickoff. And the Ravens taking over here, 13:48 to go in this game. They have just 146 yards of offense in the game. That's it. Browns have outgained them 352 to 146, but they're only up by 9. Back to pass is Lamar, short and incomplete. That ball was intended for Isaiah Likely. He was double teamed. In fact, he was double teamed by the safety, so a great call there by Coach Marin. Sets up 2nd and 10. Calls like that is how you keep a team to under 150 yards of offense. Here's an end run to Lamar Jackson, and he's brought down immediately. A loss of 1 as the defense called run on that play.
So another good call, but however, a penalty wipes that away. Wipe away the 1 yard loss. The Browns were offside, so mark off 5 yards. Ravens now 2nd and 5 at their 17. J.K. Dobbins back in at tailback. Browns looking for the run. It's a pass. Looking short. DeMarcus Robinson's the target, and a receiver opportunity failed by Robinson. Robinson on his card, 4, 7, and 8 are all the only 3 incompletions on wrong. He missed it. The Ravens facing a big 3rd and 5 here, deep in their territory. 3 wide receivers and a fullback. It's Isaiah Likely in the backfield beside Lamar Jackson, who's out of the pistol. Brown's out of the deep dime, so I would have thought we might have seen a Lamar run, but instead we've got a little flat pass, and it's going to be a good pickup. 8 yards for Devin Duvernay. Nice break for the offense of the Ravens as they hit the 0-man column. That's good, but they got the receiver result. That's bad, but Devin Duvernay makes it count with a +8. Ravens now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They still trail by 9. Lamar Jackson under 50% passing attempts today. Off tackle, Kenyon Drake. Defense calls run, and it's going to be a 3-yard gain. That one on the defensive card. And despite Cleveland's poor rated run defense, they got a good roll. It's 2nd and 7. Drake is out. J.K. Dobbins back in at tailback. 2 tight end set for John Shoemaker. .11:42 remains, 4th quarter. Ravens down by 9. Back to pass and looking deep. There are 2 men in the zone, and that goes to the defensive card and is incomplete. So another great call by Coach Dan Marin defensively. That was out of the nickel, so he dropped the safety back. And indeed, Coach Shoemaker acknowledges a great call by the defense. 3rd down and 7 now for the Ravens. Jackson out of the pistol again at quarterback. Isaiah Likely beside him in the backfield. 3 wide receivers split out. Here's a square out pass. Watkins. Sammy Watkins is the target, and that's going to be a short gain for Watkins as he rolls the 3 on Lamar's card. There is a penalty, 1st down yardage out across the 40, but it is holding against Baltimore, and the Ravens simply cannot catch a break. Back them up 10 yards. It's 3rd and 17 at the 18. Just the 4th penalty of the game on Baltimore. 3rd and 17. You've got 2 tight end set. Drake is the tailback. 4-1-6 dime for the Browns. I think running Lamar here seems the obvious call. You don't even have outside linebackers, but it's going to be a pass. Short, defense gets his pass, and it's incomplete. Could have been a play for the must runs. He missed them, though. And on 4th and 17, the Ravens have to punt it away. Coach Dan Marin and the Browns continue to stymie the Ravens on defense. There's a 50-yard punt by Stout, and it's going to roll 7 yards additional and drop dead right at the 25-yard line. So just as if it had been a touchback, the Browns will open up possession, 1st and 10 at their own 25. Here's a 1st down flat pass to the tight end, and it's a receiver result, and Njoku's good for 5, but penalty wipes it away. Back him up. It's a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15, Cleveland. Browns on the verge of their 1st division win of the year. There's a little look-in pass over the middle, and it's caught by Schwartz out of the slot. His 7th catch of the game. Pick up a 10 yards, getting back everything except the penalty yardage. It's 2nd and 5. Chubb the tailback here out of a 2 tight end set. And the Ravens drop down to a 3-4 defense. Now under 10 minutes remaining. Defense looking run. It's a deep ball to the tight end Njoku, and there's nobody in zone. Receiver, it's going to be a defender long gain, and Njoku's got it. First down yardage, pick up a 30 inside the 40. And a penalty, or it's not a penalty, an injury. It's Patrick Queen. So Brissett hits a long pass to David Njoku, his 7th catch of the game. And they're now in Baltimore territory at the 40-yard line. Patrick Queen got hurt. We'll check on that. Here's a hitch. And that's going to be good for 7. Brissett hits Amari Cooper. 2nd and 3 now at the Baltimore 33. You mentioned the injury to Patrick Queen. He'll be available next week, but he's out for the rest of this game. 2nd and 3 at the Baltimore 33. 3 wide receivers splitting out again here. Here's a run at the middle, and Chubb's got himself a nice pickup. 7 yards as center Ethan Posick makes the block to spring him. Move the sticks. It's 1st and 10. Browns at the 26. They're up by 9. Back to pass, looking short. Tight end Njoku's the target. He's actually going to be forced to scramble, and it hits a dump off. Good for 7. Harrison Bryant, 2nd tight end, makes that catch. 2nd down and 3. Now at the Baltimore 19, into the red zone. Not where the Browns have done their best work. Brissett back to pass, and he is brought down. Sack on the play. Broderick Washington, the nose tackle, gets through for a loss of 8. And all of a sudden, it's 3rd and 11 at the 27. As bad as the Baltimore Ravens have been offensively, with just 157 yards total in the game, Cleveland, for all their 405 yards, 13 of 35 in the red zone. Terrible, and that's what's kept Baltimore in the game. And there's a run for 15 yards, Nick Chubb. 1st down yardage to the 12-yard line. That was a split roll of 2 through 9 on the defensive card against an excellent rated run defense. Chubb now 22 carries for 128. And I think a touchdown here could be a death blow. Let's see. That'd be, if he just goes for the extra point, it'd be a 16-point lead. We're at 6:36 to go in the 4th quarter. So it's certainly getting, shall we say, close to midnight for the Ravens. They really need to get something going here. Ravens call run defense. Here's a pass. Short to Amari Cooper. He's got it. Touchdown! Brissett to Cooper for the 2nd time today. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nice call again from Coach Dan Marin. And we'll see if they go for 2. They will. So they're going to try to extend to a 17-point lead. Make it officially a 3-score game, full house. Defense calls run it is. Chubb up the middle, and he is in. He's got it. 2-point conversion, and that means the Cleveland Browns have opened up a 24-7 lead, up 17 on Baltimore. And so a little bit of desperation time here for the Ravens, trailing by 17 on the road, 6:18 to go. Browns will sit in the 4-1-6 dime. And here comes a square out pass to DeMarcus Robinson, and he's got it. And he's got good yardage out across the 50 to the 45 of Baltimore. Pickup of 30 on the play. 666 is 0 men there as the Browns were blitzing. They left the flats open with a 4-1-6. And it was definitely capitalized on. Cleveland has an injury to Taven Bryan. He's going to miss the next 3 games as well. We'll get into that. Here's a square out pass again to Robinson, and this time it's no good, as he could not beat the linebacker in zone, which was free safety John Johnson.
There we go. I was looking for Taven Brown on offense. That's my problem. So that's the starting left tackle, who's a 0 with a blitz rating of 4. So not a huge injury, I think. All you're losing is blitz rating being cut down from 4 to 2 for his replacement. And Lamar Jackson incomplete there on a short pass to Sammy Watkins, and it's suddenly 3rd and 10 for Baltimore. 4-1-6 defense again here from Cleveland. Here comes the run. Lamar Jackson to a defensive card we go, and it's going to be good for just 3. The onside end could not make the block, and it's 4th and 7 at the 42-yard line of Cleveland. So I think you're going to go for this. Range goes out to the 41, so I think you got to go, and indeed, Coach Shoemaker keeps the offense out there. Lamar Jackson out of the pistol. Isaiah Likely beside him. 3 wide receivers out there. 4-2-5 blitz. Here comes a flare pass, Likely out of the backfield. Empty zone. Goes to the quarterback card, though, and it's a short gain as Lamar rolls the 3, and Likely's got himself 11 yards, and he's out of bounds at the Cleveland 31. That's the good news for the Ravens. Bad news is clock keeps ticking. I said clock keeps ticking. More accurately, he was out of bounds, but the clock is now down to 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Here comes a screen pass. Nobody home as the flats were left open again, and it's going to be 10 yards. First down yardage. Browns again running that 4-1-6 defense out there. That shows the flats open. First and 10 now at the 21 for Baltimore. They'll go to the 2 tight end set, and the Browns will sit in the 3-3-5 nickel. Browns looking for a run. Here comes a pass. Lamar going short, and it's no good. Pass intended for Josh Oliver. Lamar couldn't find it on his card on the wrong column. 2nd and 10. With 3:18 to go, we are close to over here. Browns looking to secure a home win. Still waiting on Coach Shoemaker's call here. Here it is, quick slant, empty zone, right back to Isaiah Likely, and that's going to be good for an 11-yard pickup. That on the wrong column for Lamar Jackson. And it's going to be 1st and goal, Ravens at the 10 now. So suffice to say, Browns coach Dan Morin has been willing to give up yards here in a prevent defense. I imagine that 2-point conversion that he hit is exactly what gave him the comfort to do that. Here's a quick out pass to Josh Oliver, and it's no good. Lamar Jackson, again, can't find it on his card on the right column. It's 2nd and goal at the 10. Brown safety, Josh Johnson, up close, showing blitz. 2 tight end set for the Ravens. Lamar back to pass. Looking short, he's going to DeMarcus Robinson, and that ball is incomplete. Lamar rolled the interception split roll on the defensive card and missed the interception, but he is struggling. 13 of 30 in this game. 3rd and goal now at the 10. This looks to be the final play before the 2-minute warning. 3 wide receivers split out for Baltimore. Little flat pass, left side to Mark Andrews from the tight end position, and Andrews has got room, and he's into the end zone, a touchdown as snake eyes were rolled with the 6. So that was a long game and an easy touchdown at 10 yards. Lamar Jackson hits Mark Andrews. His 2nd touchdown catch of the game. And at the 2-minute warning, here comes Justin Tucker for the extra point. It's up and good. There is a penalty.
And it is on the Ravens. We'll see if Cleveland wants to take that on the kickoff. They do indeed. So 2-minute warning. Baltimore now only down by 10 points, but they need an onside kickoff, and they still need 10 points. Here's the onside kick, and almost, but recovered by Cleveland. So Cleveland takes over with 1:52 remaining in this game. Ravens do have 3 timeouts. I imagine they'll use them. 2 tight ends set. Chubb the tailback. Here comes a run right at the middle. Chubb, and nothing doing. Ravens called run, got the stop, no gain. They call a timeout. Browns 2nd and 10 now. Let me just say here, anybody listening to this game that didn't listen to the earlier game, you need to. That was a crazy game tonight between the Patriots and Raiders. Here's an end run to Deshaun Watson, and he's going to go for 3 yards. Went around the end and couldn't make the block. Third down and 7 now as the Ravens call their second timeout at the 1:37 mark. Third and 7 run off tackle, Kareem Hunt. Defense calls run, but Hunt hits the short gain on his card anyway. Nevertheless, he is stopped on a containment effort. So hold your horses. It's 4th and 2. Ravens burn their final timeout, and here comes a Browns punt. Still 90 seconds away. I said punt, but the Browns are going to try a field goal of 55 yards. Cade York has the leg. Here comes the kick. It's no good. It's an interesting choice because Baltimore gets field position now from their own 45. Still no timeouts. 82 seconds remains. Lamar Jackson back to pass, looking deep, going to Isaiah Likely. He's going to be forced to scramble with it, and he's got good yardage. 12-yard pickup across midfield. Brought down inbounds, and I said 12-yard pickup, but looks like they're giving him 9. And I'm not sure if that was a shadow. Looks like maybe it was. Second and 1 at the Cleveland 46. Back to pass. Lamar looking deep again. This time going to Duvernay. And again, he's going to be forced to run with it. And he's going to get a short gain. It's good for a first down. Does he get out of bounds? He does not. 5-yard pickup tackled at the Cleveland 41. And does he spike it? He does. 45 seconds remain. It's 2nd and 10. You're at the Cleveland 41. You can kick it here if you wanted to. Variable could kill you, but otherwise it's 2 through 8. Sooner you get that field goal and get the ball back, you know. We're going to split out 3 wide receivers. Lamar again from the pistol. Coach Dan Marin's got the 4-2-5 defense out there for Cleveland. Back to pass, looking deep, going to Sammy Watkins, and it's going to be a sack on the play. Greg Newsome brings down Lamar, and that makes it 3rd and 22, back on the other side of the field at the Baltimore 47. 22 seconds left and counting. It's all over but the final score here, it looks like. .22 seconds left. Back to pass. Lamar again looking deep. Going to Isaiah Likely, and it's incomplete. 4th and 22. So Cleveland's going to walk away with a home victory here, one way or another. And they'll improve to 8-6. And the Ravens will fall to 6-8. Lamar, one more bomb in him, going back to throw, but he's brought down. Sack on the play. Myles Garrett gets the sack and the turnover on downs. Cleveland will take over, and one meal will do it. Victory formation. Coach Shoemaker congratulating his opponent on a good game. And indeed, it was a defensive masterpiece from Cleveland, really. They gave up 227 in this game, which is exceptional. But again, there was a lot of prevent defense to make that up. That was like 157 with just half of a quarter to go in this one. USFFL coaches showing great sportsmanship as always. And there it is. Jacoby Brissett takes a knee. And that's going to do it. Your final from Cleveland, the Browns get their first division win of the year, finally earning a split with Baltimore with a 24-14 victory on what was really a defensive masterpiece. Cleveland outgains them in this game, 439 to 227. And really, it was their struggles in the red zone that kind of kept this game close throughout. Nobody on the Ravens had more than 34 yards rushing. Meanwhile, Nick Chubb goes off for 23 and 128. Lamar Jackson had the game's only interception, finished with just 42% completions and a 67 rating. Jacoby Brissett, 31 of 42, 300 yards through the air, and a 109 rating. "27 first downs from Cleveland." So just a really impressive performance from Dan Marin. We'll give him a little bit, see if he shows up here. Oh, 11 tackles from Roquan Smith. Browns had 3 sacks in the game, one from Myles Garrett. That was the one that sealed the game. And here we are. We welcome Dan Marin to the broadcast. Dan, how are we doing tonight, buddy?
Good, Timmy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, man. Congratulations on a big win tonight, huh?
Whew, I needed it, man. There's such a bunch up in the wild card race, and especially I hadn't won any division games, so I wasn't going to win any tiebreakers there. So
right,
I really, really, really needed this win, and the dice helped out. And I did a little bit of a different strategy on offense, and I went 3 wide to try and take advantage of those zeros on the outside on his flats, and that
try to force him into the 3 linebacker set.
Yeah, and if you look, I mean, if you look, he's got an excellent run defense, but
Sure
if you hit that 0 linebacker column on their off tackle, it's really juicy.
Yep.
So if I put him in a 3-3-5, he would have a hard time putting, a linebacker there without leaving the look in open. And if he did that, he would have trouble doubling those flats. So it was just kind of I tried to go, whack-a-mole strategy and just go flat look in off tackle, flat look in off tackle, flat look in off tackle. So
yeah, Anthony's made that work against me several times with the Chargers, especially last year with some pretty bad linebackers I had. So I certainly know that. I also noticed you passed a little long a few times, especially to Donovan Peoples-Jones. I don't know your profile for the whole season. I know that Brissett has had a high yards per pass, which suggests to me that you throw long. But I'm curious, did you throw long in this game more than usual? I know the Ravens kind of have a bad card for long pass one man.
Brissett's column is pretty poor long, but at the same time, with the Chubb in the background and as many flats as I throw, I got to keep that free safety honest every once in a while. And I've been able to hit some long passes, so I don't really depend on my card ever. I depend on the defensive card. And yeah, Baltimore's is worse than normal, but I try to shoot for the bad D-back. Whether it's Njoku, DPJ or Cooper, if there's a 4 out there, that's what I'm going to try and hit. And I'm going to try and hit those defenders in long gains in the 0 column. And if I hit that once or twice, then it's going to make them think twice. And you saw him today. He, with that awful 0 long pass column, he would bring his free safety up to double and guess run and blitz, but he would drop that nickel back. And that's why I tried to go to my 3rd wide receiver, because that's another advantage of that. He goes back in the long pass and I hit receiver guess wrong flat pass. Now, Anthony Schwartz is certainly no Hunter Renfrow or Julian Edelman, but
he had a pretty
guess
good game
wrong.
for you.
Yeah, they did all right. So and in this game it was he got some, I've written this on the write-ups before, the high leverage calls. I mean, he had some crucial high leverage 3rd downs or whatever it might be that he didn't make, and I had some 6 rolls on some flat passes. I think I'll look right now, but I'll bet you anything that my 3rd down percentage would probably be the key to the game.
The key that kept the Ravens in the game was your struggles in the red zone.
Oh, dude, and I normally kill the red zone too. And
well, when you've got Chubb, that helps keep defenses honest. But yeah, you kind of churn to a stop a lot when you hit the red zone tonight.
Yeah, and with that, if you're kicking field goals, you better hold on to the ball. And fortunately, I was able to run 75 plays and hold the ball for over 36 minutes. So it was one of those things where he didn't hit the high leverage offensive calls, and he just didn't get the ball enough to make a difference. I mean, I'm going to look.
Yeah. Listen, the defensively, you were amazing. It didn't even hit me as I watched the game until I got to looking late in the 4th quarter. I'm like, Ravens don't really have any offense. And I noticed that with 7.5 minutes, literally half of the 4th quarter remaining, the Ravens got the ball, and they still only had at that moment 157 yards of offense. The rest you kind of gave up a little bit out of the prevent, if I might say so. So you really had a good game. And although I didn't notice a heavy preponderance of you making exceptional calls in the first half defensively, other than just general strategy or whatever, you seem to be nailing a lot of keys and double teams in critical moments. You were calling a lot of right calls defensively in the second half, I noticed for sure.
Yeah, you got to take some chances. And in the first half, I really didn't take chances very much because I wanted to see what he was going to do. But there was a call I remember where I got really lucky, and I want to say it was in the first half. I mean, the game was always in doubt, but there was a call when he ran Lamar off end run and he rolled a 2. And I called run.
He got the snake eyes, and you called run on that play, and it would have been a plus 38, I think, right?
Yeah.
And that was at a clutch moment. The game was still very much close at that moment.
Yeah, if you would have been, in my living room, I just let out a loud phew, because that just like in real life, man. Lamar does something like that in real life, it can turn a game around, and you start getting back on your heels. And so yeah, he got 75 yards on that last touchdown, and he only had 2 drives in the whole game that were over 25 yards. And they were both touchdown drives.
And so does that not include the last drive, right?
Well, the last drive, his last touchdown drive. So he had 2 drives of 75 yards, both touchdowns, and one was that last one.
Okay.
So when he got that first touchdown at the end of the first quarter into the second, he went 8 plays, 85 yards for a touchdown. And then he went 3 plays, 4 plays, 6 plays, 3 plays, 4 plays, 8 plays. And that 8 plays was 2 first downs. Other than that, he never got a first down, more than one first down.
A defensive rhythm that he simply couldn't decode tonight. And that, that happens. It happens to all of us. And,
I'm probably going to jinx myself here, but and he didn't have Gus Edwards. I want to add that, by the way. So he was limited in carries. And, you have Gus Edwards. He can run a lot more. I think he ran 45 times against me last time or something like that. But he only had, 23, 24 carries this time. And so, yeah, I could guess run. And one of the things that I do, and, it's one of those things where you're passing and you have a must-run quarterback, and you're getting guess wrong passes, and you're probably going, "Oh man, guess wrong, and I can't hit him." Well, I'm gonna call run a hell of a lot more with somebody like Lamar Jackson there, because those must-runs turn into incompletions, and so that was part of it. And then what I said I'm gonna jinx myself and give some scouting, but I can't believe people don't run on me more. I
Yeah?
just can't believe it. I got
Yeah.
zeros in the middle and a juicy run card. And if you look at my
You're
let me look
rated
at-
poor on run defense for
it's
sure.
awful. And if you look at the statistics against me, I've got 356 rushes against me and 484 passes.
What was the
Think
what was
about
the rush number?
356. People are passing 130 times more than they're running on me. And in my wins, I won by 4, by 18, by 20, by 15, by 14, by 12. Well, my wins, I guess they have to pass because I'm up. I've got
And
some
the other thing I might push back on is that I mean, listen, that's definitely an overwhelming differential, but I'm just not so sure that it's overwhelming as compared to other teams.
Yeah.
Like, I think all teams face passes more than they face runs. They just do. Because people are more scared of the pass, candidly.
You're right, but these run cards are just awful. I mean, the good part is in today's game. I mean, you don't really have to bring up linebackers very much, because if you guess run, not very many cards are good guessed right. And if you hit a run call on first down and it's second and long, that changes the dynamic a bit. But this was a huge.
The other thing that I've always felt like defensively is, and this goes back to the point I just made, even teams that are going to run on me, very few, and again, I'm giving away scouting too tonight, Dan, but very few coaches I find will stick with it. They'll hit me. I'll give up 3 short gains, but they're just not going to keep coming with the run. Dennis Young of the Patriots is a definite exception to that. He'll run as much as you let him. But most coaches, they want to get back to passing the ball.
Well, it's I tried it, and I even am guilty. I mean, I run a lot more than not a lot more, but I run more than I pass, obviously, because of Chubb in my line. But that last game against Cincinnati, where I lost by 2 touchdowns, but if you look, 2 of his touchdowns, one was a long gain flat pass, and the other one was an interception return for a touchdown. And in that game, I said, you know what, I'm sticking to the run, even though he's got a good run D. And I had 45 rushes for 235 yards. And still completed 71% of the passes. So in some big leverage, and he outcoached me, made some great calls. But it's you hit the nail on the head. And I've always said in Strat, and I'm by no means Dennis Crowley, you or Vince or anybody, but I've always said in Strat that people should run more and people should blitz more, because the game is kind of built that way. And I think, like you said, people are afraid to call run because of the damage it can cause, and people are afraid to blitz because of the damage it can cause. But at the same time, the numbers and the rule set being the way they are, that's why sack totals are so low, because I think people don't blitz enough. And if you look at it, if you guess run, you might as well bring some linebackers up, because
and to your point, the leading blitzers in the league, Chris Jones, Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, who's the other one? Oh, Max Crosby. Got his 16th, I think, tonight. These guys are all linemen. They're not coming from the linebacker position. So you're making a good point there.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fun. I mean, the strategies, and this is why I love these broadcasts too, because you hear about this all the time, whether it's you talking or Anthony back when he was doing more games. And, but I'm going to be anxious to go back and look at the first games tonight that you broadcast, because I was hanging out with the wife before I came on, and I always enjoy watching the broadcast. So, I saw the Raiders game. Oh my God.
Did you see it?
I saw the end, the fumble at the 1 yard line, and then he goes down and scores. Oh my God.
You have no idea. That game, that is just the tip of the iceberg. I call that game as the craziest game I can ever remember broadcasting. If you haven't seen it, I don't know that I want to spoil it for you. And I also don't know if I want to spoil. I like a coach to be able to have the opportunity to kind of spill their own beans, so to speak. But it was a crazy game with some crazy stuff in it.
Well, could not believe the fumble. And then, as you know, here I am watching it going, attaboy, Dennis, beat the Raiders, man, push somebody back in the wild card. And then the fumble, I'm like, no. Like you said, gutsy.
But I was just the opposite. I'm like, go LA.
Gutsy call on both sides, by the way. Dennis going run and Paul going deep to Devontae. I mean,
Yeah.
one might say, why aren't you doubling Devontae? But at the same time, there was enough time there.
Or calling pass even.
And you got Josh
but I
Jacobs.
get it. You're at the one. You're thinking if they call run, you could get a 1 yard loss, and now you've got a safety.
Yeah.
Changes the whole perspective of the remainder of the game. I get it, but yeah. And I interviewed him after the game. He talks about that. He lives by the sword. He dies by the sword, and this time he died by it. But you can't argue with his record generally. You can't argue with his record against expected based on carded. Clearly, guy knows what he's doing.
Oh,
so, but
that guy's amazing. What he's doing with the Patriots this year is insane. But
I'm afraid, what if he does it again next year with a 3 or 4 win team? We'll have to see.
Yeah, he reminds me. I don't even know him well, but he reminds me of Lou Holtz. When he was coaching Notre Dame, they'd play Little Sisters of Mercy, and he'd be like, "I don't know, it's gonna be a tough game. I don't think I can win this." And they win by 40.
Oh, that's so true.
So
that takes me back to week 4 or week 5, I think it was, when the Lions and he were both like the last undefeated teams, and I called it the game of the century because they were trying to build it like, oh, we're nothing special. We're nothing special. We're all like, okay, whatever.
I thought that was great. That was good work.
You've got the Saints coming up this week and the Commanders, so you're going against the NFC for the next couple of weeks. Any thoughts on those games?
Well, if you look at it, this is my first division win, and before this game, I was 7-2 outside of my division.
Yeah, because your division record was 0-4.
Yeah, so I was 7-2 outside the division, and knock on wood. I mean, I actually won the NFC South last year with Atlanta, so I did all right against them, and now I've got 3 wins against 3 wins against them. I'm 3-0 against the NFC South this year too. So I doubt. I don't know. Dan's tough, so we'll see what happens with that.
All right. Well, listen, we'll wish you luck on that. And hey, I appreciate you popping in and saying hi. And again, congratulations on a big win for the Browns tonight. Good for you, man.
Hey, thanks, Dennis. A great league, Tim. I love what you're doing with it, and I'm glad to be back in it. And it's the best league out there. So thanks for what you're doing.
Yeah, I love it. I'm here because I enjoy it. Thanks again. You have a good night. All right.
See ya.
All right. We're wrapping it up here, guys. That was Dan Marin, coach of the Cleveland Browns, who walk away with a big 24-14 win tonight over the Baltimore Ravens, and they will improve to 8-6. Ravens fall to 6-8 in the AFC wildcard race. That doesn't necessarily eliminate you, but the Ravens clearly have their hands full. A couple of things I want to say before we get out of here. Number one, I want to make sure to again salute Harlan McLean. Miss you, Harlan. We're all fighting for your trophy this year, and I just want to make sure and bring your name to the broadcast again. I also want to tell everybody that I wish you a Merry Christmas. I probably won't broadcast again, probably before Christmas comes. And I don't know when my next broadcast will be. I'll have to see how things play out. I'm getting married in 8 days, and I'll be on my honeymoon after that. So we'll have to see how that all works out. Last thing I want to say is I was listening to a podcast with the Chiefs tonight, and the guy closed the podcast on something that's been on my mind too, and that is that there are a lot of people out there with anxiety, and they're dealing with that. Example, my daughter will not be at my wedding. It's too much for her. And that's disappointing for me, but, it's tough for her. It's tough to deal with that. And this is the time of year that if you got people that and people that struggle, reach out to them, see how they're doing. Tell them that you're thinking about them, basically. So, all right. Well, I just wanted to close on that, guys. I had a good time tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. And I'm excited to see where we have the league as we move on with the USFFL season.